Trust Bank Limited Mobile Banking, you enjoy services such as balance inquiry, mini statement, funds transfer between accounts, exchange rates, mobile airtime top-up, stop ATM card, checkbook request, and PIN change. Our real-time gross settlement allows the customer to instruct the bank to transfer funds from their account to another account at another bank. Our expertise and experience in international banking is both legendary and the envy of the market. Retail banking, one bank, different amazing packages. Whether you are interested in savings account, current account, time or fixed deposit account, lending or overdraft, our team of dedicated staff is always ready and willing to help you out with your transactions as you wish. Corporate banking. Trust Bank Limited offer the most convenient services for deposit accounts, credit facilities, trade finance, bond and guarantee, and foreign currency account. With e-banking, you can make electronic bill payments and online banking and enjoy 24-hour access to your cash with our ATM. With the largest network of branches and agents, we give you the convenience to receive funds as you please. Trust Bank Limited, proudly Gambian.
fay lempo warugal la ci képp koo xam ne doomi réew mi nga ak ñu fi dëkk bu fekkee ne ci at mi sa koom-koom weesu na $24,000 dalasi mbete weer bu nekk di nga am lu tollu ci $2,000 dalasi lempo si la nguur gi di sukkandiku ngir liggéey yokkute réew mi GRA mooy banxaas bu nguuri Gambia sas ngir mu fayeku lépp luy lempo ci biir réew mi ba tax na GRA di yëgal faykati lempo yi ne warugal la pour ñu fay lu ñu naan withholding tax on contract payment maanaam bépp contract bu waay joxe te ci biir réew mi lañu toog kon xaalis ci contract bi ngeen nangotoo war nga cee wàññi ci xayma téeméer bu nekk fukka bu fekkee ne contracto bi dëkkut ci biir réew mi bu boobaa di nga war a wàññi téeméer bu nekk fukka ak juróom lii mooy lempo bu ñu naan withholding tax on contract payment lii mooy lempo bi nga xam ne yow mi joxe contract warugal la nga wëlbatiku dem fay ko ci maakaani GRA tax office bu la gën a jege mbete ci banque yi GRA jagleel pour fay lempo war ngaa jébal lempo bi si diiri fukki fan ak juróom gannaaw bi nga wàññee ci xaalis si contract bi amul benn contracto bu ñu teggil fay lempo bi xanaa mu fekk ne nguuri Gambia ñoo ko jégale boole si projet yi nga xam ne mbootaay ndimbali ñoo koy dépense GRA di fayeku lempo ngir yokk.
For the first time in the history of the Gambia, Gambia Printing Publishing Corporation proudly introduces the Bibliomatic Exercise Book Printing Machine. The machine has the capacity to print more than 20,000 books per hour. Yes, 20,000 books per hour. It also prints magazines, newspapers, calendars, flyers, normal books and all kinds of printed documents plus items at affordable prices. With the Bibliomatic Printing Machine, GPPC can now render high-quality and non-size restricted printing service supply across the sub-region. Rush now and partner with GPPC for all your public and private printing service needs. Print with us today and you'd be offered highly professional, reliable and efficient service delivery by our team of experts. The Gambia Printing and Publishing Corporation is here to meet all demands and is reliable at all times. For more info, contact us on 437-4493 or 437-4402. GPPC is Gambian and it's yours.
In communication, connectivity is everything. We ensure that the links never sleep. Quantities and qualities, all in our data service, providing efficient, reliable voice and data service. We believe if you're not up to speed, then you're going backwards. Communications have to flow as fast as the speed of light. Whatever business you're in, having someone who understands your needs is critical. That is why we just don't offer you technology, we offer you solutions. Enjoy Gamsa's internet broadband anytime, anywhere. Your national operator, Gamsa, Yaibara.
This is Kerr Fatou. Fatou.
Hello and welcome to another episode of our show. Mbokk yi ñu welcome leen dalal leen fii suñu beneen programme fi ñu def fii every Thursday talk about current affairs li nga xam ne moo xew ci réew mi tey nag dinañ laal lu bari balaa ñëw ci suñu main topic. Of course soo leen ñoo follow gis ngeen ne Honorable Omar Ceesay the PRO of the Gambia Democratic Congress GDC mooy suñu guest. Omar, welcome to the show.
Thank you jërëjëf.
Fatou nañ la de.
waaw ndamel am na waaye gëjuma ci kër gi nag.
waaw yaa ngi woon ci brunch.
xañ na maa ngi soog a teew ci plateforme bi gëj naa fi waaye dama lay appuyer ci kër gi. maa ngi am mbégte di am kontaante di nuyu ki nga xam ne mooy Mr Essa Ndiaye moom suma lecturer la. daf ma jàngal ci YouTube bi.
bul ko baab de te du yomba de.
no not actually loolu lu mun a am because man dama koy inform. because I'm talking about my political party. and I will know better what is happening there. So I am here to inform him what is exactly
what is happening there exactly.
waaye maa ngi lay nuyu di am mbégte di am kontaante ndaxte lii moom mooy lu gën. ñu waxtaanee li nga xam ne mooy xew ndaxte am na ñu nekk fële tey ñun ñooy mën a wax ñoom ñu understand lu nekk di xew. so lii mbégte la kontaante la te dinaa la encourage itam lu mel nii comme ni nga ko starté ne ci wolof man dama dee am mbégte ci loolu bu baax. ndaxte ba ma doon ñëw sax bëgg naa la ko laaj la ndax li English la wala wolof la.
non léegi local language yi rek. fu mu ne nii because dañ dee am a lot of people ñu dee wax ne xanaa yéen ñan ngeen a waxal ku ngeen a waxal. so they always praise that so moo tax léegi ma ne fu mu ne nii nañ dellu back.
so gis nga last time programme ma ama yow sax loolu laa wax ML xaw ma MS. ma ne ko ne dafa am solo parce que tey audio vidéo bi su paree rek. man suma gars yi dañ ko dee dog dañ ko dee seet. ñu bari di ko déglu. ñooñu olof leen dee laaka duñ dee laaka English. man sax dem naa bi ma ne man dootuma jël benn interview si English. no more unless otherwise. muntu ñàkk. waaw waaye other than that man. definitely I applauded you for that.
definitely foog ñu wax suñu nit ñi. Essa today we have Honorable Ceesay. comme lu ñu doon wax rek we have started this series of talking to political parties about their upcoming congresses. We started the APRC, UDP, today is GDC. But before that, we have so many other trending issues that we will be talking about also.
Yeah, thank you very much. And of course, to welcome Honorable Ceesay. Si olof lañ nekk anyway man suma olof bi setut noonu non dama ko dee waaye setut noonu daal comme bu Honorable Omar Ceesay so dama jéem rek ma cangi rek ma dem ci anglais but anyway di la welcome di la dalal si show bi and then di la wax ne tamit kontaan nañ that you respond to this invitation xam naa dinañ waxtaan lu bari nga xam ne it's regarding your party, especially with regards to upcoming Congress, and some other issues as well. So I'm hoping that we'll have a very interesting conversation as well.
So we'll start with first, Omar, Meet the People's Store, trending issues. President bi, si at bi, warna dem sako wante askan gi. Dorna Meet the People's Store, mungi North Bank. jeexal na North Bank right now mu ngi Mankamangunda mu ngi URR mun nga ñoo wax li nga dégloo ngom ci too bi naka nga gisee tooy président
li am solo ndaxte lii mooy fi nga xam ne la government bi war a mën a draw seen policy seen programme ak li nga xam ne leen bëgg a achieve within the next year mu doon lu am solo nag su ko defee li nga xam ne tey la président bi nekk di doxal too bi nag am na solo ñu fàttalil askan bi nga xam ne ñooy déglu li ko waral ndaxte am na ñu nga xam ne tey gëm-gëm bu ñu am mooy président bi mu ngi yàq alal réew mi ndaxte donte mu ngi koy yàq sax waaye dafa am li ko dooleel pour mu embark ci too bi man toujours waxtaan bi lu mu neex ne ak lu ma ko challenge li siy dëgg moom den koy wax
waaw
constitution bi moo ko dooleel pour mu jóg mu dem gisante ak askan bi askan bi wax leen li nga xam ne moo nekk seen jafe-jafe waaye président bi tam mu wax askan bi li nga xam ne mooy taxawaayam si réew mi ak lan la amal askan bi foog naa loolu moo sabablu too bi waaye Fatou nit yi dañ ko emale si benn fan na rek mooy lan dañ dee wax ne constitution bi moo ko may doole mu dem wër gisee ak nit yi emul foofu dafa am lu mu si teg mu ne na dem mu waxtaan ak askan bi wax leen seen problème moom itam mu wax askan bi yan saafara la amal problème yooyu ak lan moo nekk taxawaayam si biir réew mi lii moo sabablu too bi kon buñu jàppa ne yaa xaalis la unless otherwise ñoom ñu jël ko ñu politicize ko purely man na wax naa ne politique mënu see ñàkk a total yi ndaxte politicien fu mu jógee dina foog mu am political elements yu mu dugal si lu muy def loolu mëntu ñàkk no one can stop that waaye on a more serious note ñu make sure ne ñu war a wax si plateforme si neen wax si plateforme si parce que man mag naa from experience ne li nga xam ne moo dee xew si too bi ñi nga xam ne ñoo dee wax si podium bi ñu si bari dañ leen dee tànn te suñ leen tànnee dañ leen dee wax lu ñu war a wax
yow
I'm speaking out of experience.
waaw yow demoon nga mount président nga dem hijack seen too bi sa dëkk bi de defoon nga ko
to hijack waaye man sa expérience naa li ma la nekk di wax nii Mr. Essa lii doon na li nga xam ne man inviting ma woon foofu and they were very surprised seeing me there and when I request to speak in that gathering ñu bari si ñoom laaj ngeen ma ñu koona ma ñu ne ma honorable, you know what, we know that you are very critical to the government. I said yes, but I never insulted the president. I never say something that everybody might talk about and it is not actually in a respectful manner. Mosuma def loolu kon am na solo man li ma war a wax fii yéen nekkul yéen ma ko war a wax kon loolu daf laa xamal ne may xalaat si suma xel ma ne kon bëri na ñu nga xam ne ñu ngi wax si podium yooyu ñooñu liñ nekk di wax dañ leen ko waxloo nekkul seen xalaati boppa nekkul problème yi askan bi leen nekk di wax nekkul askan bi leen nekk di waxal lii moom évident la man amee victime so dafa am solo li nga xam ne tey moo passé gum si too bii nii expect neen président bi challenges yu am si réew mi fii bari na si jamono nawet bi Fatou flood yu bari am na fi loolu ñun xam leen ko si jamono nawet bi xam leen ne Russie Ukraine woo bii nii tey bari na li nga xam ne nii wàññi na ko si koom-koomi réew mi
waaw
wàññi na ko ci dundi réew mi.
président wax na pharmacie ne wàññil na leen seen fertilizer mu ne government dañ subsidize fertilizer 5 million dollars yi lañ ci dugal because World Bank jox nañ leen 10 million mu ne dañ ko subsidize waaye tamit wax na pharmacie ne buñ leen joxee fertilizer ngeen jël seen jur yi jaxee ko private people yi next time ñun dañoo choose ñoo xam ne ñoo jaay seen produce yi to government ñooñu la ñoo jox njëkk a jaay fertilizer yi so wax na jafe-jafe because government lu ñu dee gis mooy ñu jox leen fertilizer at a subsidized price yow nga def sa mbéy nga jël sa mbéy bi instead of nga jaay ko government nga dem jaay ko private individuals yi so government du ci am dara te kon dafa mel ni subsidy bi ñu leen nekk di defal du am njëriñ
Fatou gis nga bunta bi nga nekk di wax ni ñun am nañ si expérience gis nga fertilizer bi lu ñu ko nekk di jaayee man am naa yaakaar ne xaw ma nekk si ya de waaye iya bu passé nii nawet bu passé nii luñ ko jaayee waruñ ko woon a jaayee loolu te dafa am li nga xam ne moo ñu yóbbee loolu tey soo ko xoolee in nawet bi nga xam ne moo passé bilaa ñu bii di passé nii den amoon fertilizer bi nga xam ne dafa doy lu ñu indi woon fertilizer bi nga xam ne daf ñu war a saaf ñaari nawet ñaari raining season waaye nguur gi lan leen def den jël fertilizer boobu yóbbu ñu teg ko si market bi ñu jaay ko foog naa ne coow loolu yëgoon nga ko si Sénégal yi doon dugal si biir Gambie di jënd fertilizer bi di ko dugal Casamance di ko dugal biir Sénégal di ko jaay te fertilizer bu dafa nekkoon 20,000 tons li la nekkoon waaye ñu ne kon 10,000 tonnes bu nekk benn nawet mu nekk ñaari nawet so fertilizer boobu noonu yëpp based on whatever reason best known to them ñu fexe ba fertilizer boobu yëpp mu escape ñu loolu moo indi problème fertilizer bu ñu am waaye nawet bu passé baykat yi waroon nañoo mën a jëndee fertilizer $750 waaye dañ ko jëndee li nga xam ne moo nekk $2,000 te dafa am benn tactique bu nguur de play Fatou nit ñu understand lii nguur tey su fekkee daf la war a jaayee benn product war la koo jaayee si $2,000 dafay wax ne da la ñu wax askan bi ne nañ leen ko jaayee $2,500 cooli su baree ñun xam ne 2,000 leen koo jaayee ñu wàññi ko su ko defee ñu ne nguur gi mu ngi liggéey tactics la stratégies la soo moo tax coow bi bari woon na fii 2,500 mënuñ koo jënd dafa métti waaye Fatou gis nga engrais bi nekkul ne baykat bi loolu rek la moo jënd xaaral ma waxal lu si nekk man si àll bi laa jógee gis nga baykat bi tey jiw wi nga xam ne tey daf ko war a cultiver si laan bi daf koy jënd secondly gàtta bi nga xam ne la war a liggéey daf koy jënd tey nekk amuñ si loolu laan teñoo système dafa nekk problème si dëkk bi fii xam nga loolu laan crisis fu nekk la am si àll bi dafa am nit yi den am problème yi bay tey li ñu dee def mooy den dee luwaas tool moo xew léegi tool lim tuuti pour nga war a bay foofu da nga joxe $5,000 léegi xoolal man ki nga xam ne dama nekk family head man ma war a bay si benn tool ñaari tool ñetti tool suma jabar maa ngi am ñaari jabar ñetti jabar ba ñeneenti jabar
lu tax nga soxla loolu yëpp
non waxuma man samp laa joxe man I may not get to that waaye da ngay gis ne lii yëpp am na waaye emuñ si loolu sa jabar yi kenn ku nekk dafa am doom doomi góor demuñ fenn bay la ñuy def so ñooñu kenn ku nekk dafa nii tool te yow amuloo tool yooyu yëpp tool yëpp da nga ko war a luwaas mais soo ñëwee léegi si wàllu fertilizer bi nekkul nit yi buñ gis ne benn saako fertilizer ngay jënd soo ko waxee da ngay dégg ñu ne oh benn saako fertilizer $2,000 loolu lan la wàññi non nekk amul si benn saako fertilizer man dama am tool yi nga xam ne dama ni 10 bags pour ma apply ko foofu su ma jabar yi den war a apply seen tool si su ma doom yi den war a apply seen tool si waaye itam ñu xam ne nekkul ne gerte bi rek la dugub bi mboxa bi yooyu yëpp da nga war a apply fertilizer foofu noonu so lii soo ko calculer dafa nekk a huge amount experience bi nga xam ne leen si am benn fertilizer bi baaxul lii mooy dëgg ñun loolu leen experience you can go to the provinces ask any other farmer he or she will tell you baaxul it doesn't do well soo ko apply si crop si ñun expectation bu ñu doon am ne moom la mooy mën a def si crop si nekkul fa compared to the previous ones amut lii go and ask them go and ask the farmers out there or invite them they will tell you this part I'm not joking secondly am na ñu nga xam ne amuñu woon xaalis pour jënd fertilizer den leb loon den ko leb man am naa xaalis tuuti ñu ñëw ñu leb ma ñu jënda su nawet bi wàccee den may fay am na ñu nga xam ne den teele seen machine asset Fatou collateral security leen joxe ñu suñ dëkk sax dëkk bu ma dëkk sax loolu am na fa ñun dee def seen machine yi leen dee jël ñu jox ko dañ dee foom comité ñu jël machine yooyu ñu jox ko comité boobu ñu dem ñu jënd engrais ñu ñëw lebal ko askan bi su nawet bi wàccee yow da nga war a fay est-ce que xam nga ne Fatou nawet bi su jeexee nit yi lu ñu dee am seen tool yi dañ ko dee jël rek ñu fayee ko bon ñu toog ñu starté zéro lii moo xew si àll bi soo léegi nguur gi su ñëwee dégg naa ñu ngi wax di price attach si trade season bi in terms of groundnut waaye baykat yi loolu dafa ndaw si ñoom pour man dafa ndaw pour nguur gi ñu jëndee ko loolu soo nag su fekkee challenges yooyu yëpp yaa ngi ko am yaa ngi am bor yu nga war a fay yaa ngi am njaboot gi nga war a dundal yaa ngi am yeneen expectation yu nga xam ne yow as the family head da nga war a def loolu so definitely soo gisee ki nga xam ne tey there is more profitable to you of course foofu nga koy jaay fertilizer buñ ne dafa yomba yombut nguur gi suñ ko subsidiser sax baykat bi du mos a taxaw na la lu ñu ko jaayee baax na baaxul Fatou
baaxul wax boobu xóot na de Essa waaye Essa ba tey ci biir too bi gis naa président mu wax last week ñun ñoo fi toog ne président dafa war a wax askan bi dëkk bi dund bi métti na saako maalo seer na saako liñoŋ seer lépp seer na si réew mi président nag dafa mel ni mu ngi wax askan wi gis naa mitinam bi ci Ndumbu Kebe président wax na ne ñëpp a ngi wax ne réew mi seer na ñëpp a ngi wax ne things are expensive waaye nag suñ buggee hardship bi génn dañu war a simeeku liggéey loolu la président Barrow wax foog nga ne lan nga foog ne gom naa ne dañu war a liggéey waaye ndax liggéey bi rek mooy saafaral hardship bi government tam ban measures la ñoo nekk kenn gis naa kenn mu binda mu ne bañu ñoo liggéey waaye nag foog nguur gi dooleel ñu naka nga gisee statement boobu
For now, it's a big insult from the president to the dignity and integrity of Gambians. Deka bu nekk foog nga am challenges, and sometimes these challenges are externally induced. Nekkut ne, problem bi dafa emanate from within the country. Like we're experiencing, COVID-19 is a pandemic. Okay, Ukraine crisis is externally induced, the hardship and all that. ñëpp xam nañ loolu. But dama faral di wax ne comme nguur, especially in Africa, lii is an excuse that they are relying on. So waxee ñu ne COVID-19, Ukraine war, continuously hana yow da nga nekk di wax continuously about the problem without even providing solutions comme nim ko waxe constitution ba ko dolel pour mu gëna waxa askan bi I mean once a year to talk to the people, know their plight, know their conditions, why tam mu bring in measures ni nga xamne government bi won nguur wi dina ko jël pour safara problems yoy non. But instead what the president is telling us wax bobu nonu du wax ne okay dem len liggéey moy ne mu ngi ñoo wax ne man awma solution. Solution bi moy ngeen liggéey awma solution. I have no idea. I have no solution to this problem.
Man lima foog moy fu context bi mu doon waxee moy ne mu ne for the past 6 months ñu ngi try pour order malo from India ñu indi ko mënuñ ko indi because dëkk yëpp ñu ngi téye seen malo yi so ñun suñ béyee malo we can be self-sufficient.
Let me tell you one thing.
Right?
It's even a shame. It's a shame after 57 years of independence. A Gambian leader will stand and say, "You may try to order malo from India to bring it inside this country." How many what India has done to us just recently? Our innocent children were killed by drugs that came from India. It's a shame that after 57 years of independence,
why is
I mean, India or wherever.
Okay.
It's a shame that after 57 years of independence, they import malo. We have the land, we have everything.
Yeah.
That ngurgi, manamade want food security. You cannot leave that in the hands of private citizens. Especially in the staple food.
Yeah.
I think the government has to step up and take that as a responsibility to ensure that there's food security in the country. The president as if people are not working. Can Molo want the people are not working? He talked about farmers and condition fini. Mo ina kombado la dumuna duga si agriculture right now in this country, sir. Munulo obey. Because look at the calculations that he just did here. Fertilizer, you also, let's say 5 tall, okay? You're talking about $2,000 per bag. Maybe you need, 10
bags.
10 bags, for instance. Low is you're calculating like $10,000, okay, or $20,000. $20,000. Low need just for fertilizer. Then you have other expenses to do as well. The renting of lands. Where do you get this money? Then so pare, and then the president says, now ton buneka dinko jende $32,000 because I heard he said last year it was 28,000. But this year the mako yoka, as if momoko neka di yoka. This is not his personal property or money. So mune denko yoka $32,000. But mind you, some of those farmers are not even having tons. Or some of them are having only 1 ton. Then $32,000 expenses to cover Guinea. Even the expenses are more than what he earned from that $32,000. Understand? So what are you getting from that farming at the end of the day, from that rainy season? What are you getting? So President I'm asking myself as if people are not working. The president is no more hardworking than the woman who sells in this market, than the woman who goes to the Guardian morning 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. in the morning, than the woman who goes to Serekunda market 5 a.m. in the morning, 4 a.m. in the morning and leave the kids in bed, than the old man who is struggling on the farm every day. He is no more hardworking than anybody in this country. Just because he is president, just because president, or he has ministers, mandama observe ne fi si deka be fi. Most of the time, these are selfish politicians. Ñoo de taxaw di wax nit ñi ne wa liggéey leen. Because ñoom they are in comfortable situations, they are in their comfort zones. President bi dafa send doomam in America. His son is not even in this country. It's just like when former Vice President Aissatou Touré taxawee di wax ndaw yi ne waaw, we needed people to come and offload these bags of rice here, and nobody. Their sons and their daughters are not even in this country. They don't even take them to our public schools. They're enjoying in their comfort zones. Ñoom ñoo de taxaw, selfish as they are, and tell people that work hard. As if people are not working. Are you more hardworking because you are in an office? Because you are driving an expensive car? Because you are holding that position that everybody sees you as a demigod? You are no more hardworking than anybody. So if Barrow does not have anything to say, if he has no clue of how to run this country, let him just simply hand over. But not to tell us that people should work. People are working. You ought to be there as a government to provide solutions to the problems. You can't continuously be talking about the same problems. Every day, so you have COVID-19, Ukraine war. And all the time talking about that problem. Without the government, all the governments, all progressive governments in this world are thinking of how to solve these problems. Why you do every day COVID-19, Ukraine war? You're not even telling us solutions. Come and tell us that, yes, these problems are realities, but this and this and this is what we are trying to do. The secondly, Madeglu Ben and Wahandi, Mune Hardship, you cannot blame the government. You cannot blame Gambians as well. Okay, who are you going to blame? Fine. And you blame also. But now you tell us that, mom, you know, his presidency, mom yala mo ko ken munu ko se gain, you know, time am sujote and all that. Nobody is talking about that. We are not even into that era. We are in a very difficult circumstance right now. It was on the forum, that these stores will be regulated. What can regulate? Otherwise, the purpose will be defeated. In the sense that Constitution bala dolel, there are problems. You can't be there and politicize everything. What I mean politicization is partisan politics. Politics is everyday activity of the state. It's politics. But partisan politics be. Some say do for a limit. National Assembly, they should look for a way of regulating this store. That if we say the president meeting the people, he should only go with the technicians or the experts. They are relevant to the areas that we are talking about. When you are the president talking to people about their plight, and you are taking NPP supporters, you are impounding vehicles, government institution vehicles, taking them on tour. All these companies, what are you doing there? $6 million is spending on tour for what? 21 days. In this hardship, it shows that you have no concern to the plight of the Gambian people. Because I had one woman called even in my class, I tell students this. And unfortunately, I had another woman saying it, pleading with the president to help us with roads, health center. It is the damn responsibility of the government to ensure that they provide these things. Development is no more a need, it's a right. We talk about right-based approach to development. No government should even be proud of saying that I provided this, I provided. It's your responsibility.
The president also said something, you know, it was really remarkable. He said people should try to come together and work, you know, and stop just the castigation.
But are people not together to work?
But yeah, and avoid the
no. You see, let me.
But he said, even his detractors, how do you say it?
Yes, the detractors
will agree that he has done so much for this country.
It's a shame for a politician, a president. No, wait. It's a shame for a politician, a president to stand and tell people that I did this when it is your job in the first place. For me, our politics should go beyond that. No president with a conscience, with dignity, should stand and tell people that I did this, I did it. It is your responsibility. That is why you are there, and you are paying you for it. It's just like Mansuma Tahwe, my jangal hale students. My dem di wahne wow jangal. It's not even about pass. Wa jangal na students. Definitely, you should commend me for that. It is my job. They are paying me for that. Look at President be what taho di wahne definitely. It is not your. The work should speak for itself. It is people who should even say that definitely. Why they should not even thank you for that because it is your responsibility. So manima wah moy. President Bilumo wahne, let's come together and work. We are together working. Lumde wah moy, where he is trying to point at moine, we have opposition, and we must have opposition in a democracy. And opposition must constantly hold the government to account. Lumde def moy, this is the language of the politician, especially incumbent. If we have opposition holding them to account, we label them as enemies of the state. Gas, nobody is gassing here and nobody is suing here. We are trying to play our part as civil society, as opposition, as members of academia. That's what we are trying to do. So you holding the government to account doesn't mean that you're. So nabai di wah ninyine opposition let's come together as a country and work. We are together as a country.
Yeah.
Everybody is working in your own area. Man mange jangale se university bi. Yo yange ligay some media house. Ki mu nge ligay fenen. Somebody is working somewhere. Even those opposition that you're talking are working in different sectors of the economy. So you can't tell people that let's come together and work. If you have no idea as a president, tell us that you are clueless. You don't have an idea. But don't keep on telling us that we have to come together and work, as if we are not working together as a country.
Now, talking about still some of the challenges that the government face, ñu dem foñe. Si weekend bi gis nañ ne there's this young Gambian boo xam ne mu ngi tudda Fana Yaya Jaaju. It was reported that dañ ko rey. So at the beginning what we got was si Gambian soil, but after speaking to the army and speaking to the police, we realized that ñoom dañ demoon uti firewood between Casamance and Fonyi, just by the border. So it was not the ECOMIG soldiers, according to the preliminary reports, it was not ECOMIG soldiers, but it was Senegalese forces. A young Gambian, he was killed. Today I read something, I listened to an audio from a National Assembly member that really shook me. No Gambian should feel that way in this day and age in our country. If people felt like their region all the time, things like this happen. According to my this National Assembly, it's been days, but no press release, nothing from the government, just to even express this thing happened, right? And I think that is wrong. There should be at least something out there to say, we're working on it, right? But nothing. And just before I came here, my is something also, I don't know how true it is, another Gambian has been shot in Fonyi, just before I came to this show. So what do you think government should do? Yes, there were issues in 2016 when President Jammeh refused to go, ECOMIG came in, but thank God Gambia, to be honest, Gambia, if the continuous presence of ECOMIG is causing issues in a particular region, I am not a security expert. I am not saying they should leave, but I think government should look at our security agreement with Senegal. Because I remember one time they were saying that we had the security agreement that Senegalese soldiers, if they are following a suspect, they can come into our borders even without, but I don't know exactly the terms. Hot pursuit, right? Now, if it is resulting into people being killed, not one, not two, I think it's about time government to review this and look at this. Because you don't want a particular section. I'm on the time for you. Nini dañ fa jógee ñoo combo di ñoo dem school mënu ñoo dem school boro because of that incident, Salifou Sadio incident. And now these things are happening. What do you think government should do now to make Fonyikas feel this is not about them? It's a security issue. There are security threats around that area. That's why they have the soldiers there. But don't you think the government should take a measure and engage the Fonyikas as to why this is happening? And also make sure in Senegal they cannot just come in and do stuff like that in our region.
No, li nga wax noonu Fatou mooy dëgg. Gis nga in the first place, man dama dem wax ne since 2016 to date, tey ECOMIG yi leen am ñu nekk suñ biir réew mi fii. Dama wax ECOMIG sax dama wax Senegalese soldiers, forces ñoom ñoo nekk suñ dëkk. Su fekkee tey 100 la damay wax ne 85% yëpp they are Senegalese forces. This is a fact. Loolu moo xew si dëkk bi fii waaye dama den laaj suma bopp léegi since 2016 dëgg la Yaya Jammeh bañoon na pour génn dëkk bi. Loolu waral na tey ñii ñu dugal si suñ dëkk ñu ne den ñëw pour to ensure that there is peace and stability in this country. Loolu moo leen taxanoon ñëw. Why be Yaya Jammeh nango resource mu dem since then ben tey ñooñu ñu ngi fii nii reason best known to the government. Why man xawma ban reason moo tax tey ñu war a nekk fii because su fekkee dee ñëw pour peacekeeping man gisuma benn woo si réew mi fii bi nga xam ne tey ñooñu dañoo war a ñëw pour ne dañoo maintain peace and stability. So lii dafa indi differences dafa indi li nga xam ne tey moo waral yenn section yi wala some regions in the country tey ñuy am face lu mel nii. Tey soo xoolee Fonyi government dafa ñu remind leen na leen this is not about Fonyi, this is about the Gambia. Of course, we all agree that there are security lapses in this country. Security sector reform, whether it is continuing or not, I have no idea. Why there are security lapses in this country. Te lolu fok ñu dem ñu revisit li nga xam ne mooy security gaps yi ñu am noonu. Te lolu bokk na si tey ñu dem agreement bu ñu am ak Sénégal wala federal economic forces ak ñu mënta doon ñu xool yan jéego la ñuy mën a jël. Do we need these people to leave this country or not? This is something that we need to revisit. Because we have men and women in uniform in this country that are almost becoming useless in this country. Loolu mooy dëgg. Tey suñ gars yi tey ba nga xam ne la leen nguur gi di jëfandikoo mooy su fekkee Barrow mu ngi war a am a tour of this nature. Si lañ leen dee jël advance team yéen demaale leen dem leen ngeen régler ground bi ñu sànni leen si àll bi foofu ñoom ñooy nekk si kaw garab yi ñooy nekk si ron garab yi ak si biir àll bi si gaje yi foofu noonu ñoom ñoo faa nekk. So dem ne ba nga xam ne lekka yu economic forces yi di lekka sax ak suñu men and women who are in uniform li ñuy lekka sax nekkuñ benn fu ñuy tëdd nekkuñ benn so they are treated differently. Su fekkee ñun am nañ lu mel noonu Fatou war nañoo xam ne Fonyi ci Gambia la bokk. The former president Fonyi la jógee loolu miinul ne Fonyi should always be intimidated. Tey ban reason la Senegalese soldiers am ban right leen am ban doole leen am te ñu war a dugg si suñu réew di rey ay nit yu nga xam ne nguur gi jëluñ si benn jéego press release génnut press conference génnut demuñu waxtaan ak doomi fooñ yi dara xewul si dëkk bi as if nothing is happening faafu lii correctul with all the economic forces that we have in this country people nit yi amuñ xel mu dal nit yi am neen tiitaange si li nga xam ne mooy xew si dëkk bi fii guddi fu mu jotee xale boo yónni wala yow sa bopp sax doo ñemee dox si dëkk bi nu la neexee.
dañoo dugg sa biir kër sax.
exactly.
fu mu ne nii da ngaa am sécurité bu gën a high security man suma kër barki démb Njaay bi ma tukkee sàccee ñëw suma kër.
exactly.
with all the security things I have in my house. it's still bright daf ma jaaxal naka la nit ñi mun a bugg a try pour break into your home.
exactly.
that's because there's so much insecurity in the country.
insecurity. security lapses foo fa nekk lii la nekk di wax. kon nit yi buñ jàppane woo mooy am si dëkk rek ñu xam ne there is insecurity no su fekkee nit yi amuñ peace of mind nit yi seen fit yi taxawut nit yi mënuñu am freedom of movement to go after their businesses Fatou loolu benn tey insecurity la nit yi amuñ jàmm si dëkk bi fii nii tey da ngay dox nga eew nga gis ñu ngi rey nit mu teg sa bunti nekk nga jóg nga eew nga gis dem si tali bi ñu ngi rey yaa ngi fekk ko dee foofu te rey yi ñu fi déggee yëpp amul benn report bi nga xam ne génn na di wane ne lii ak lii moo xew kii moo ko def prosecute neen ko wala jël neen ko amut ñaami na is a sample man dama nekkee MP ñetti nit yu nga xam ne dañ leen rey si benn dëkk almost virtually the same place si luma bi Kudang soo demee specifically benn report génnu si wax naa ko National Assembly bind naa ko suma Facebook mit naa ñu ma si war a mit benn tey dara génnu si benn report génnu si waxuma la sax di hold ñooñu to account wala prosecute leen waaye dama ne report sax génnu si press release génnu si press conference dara génnu si so far problème bi leen am si dëkk bi understand na yes there is a problem in this country there is insecurity in this country there is need for the experts the government ñu génn si ñu xool naka la ñu revisiter ñu review li nga xam ne nii whatever agreement that we have in Senegal to ensure that ñi nga xam ne tey ñoo nekk in uniform ñu try ñu protect lives and properties in this country loolu su amul problème dafay am kon maa ngi oo nguur gi using the opportunity to call them ñi nga xam ne tey ñoom leen rey foofu ñu foofu noonu this is not the first time xaaru na kiisam bi lan moo si génn dara génnul si so you still counting the number what are you telling me and this government is still mute silent about it what are you talking about so definitely man foog naa time dafa jot ñu génn ñu xam ne foo ñu si dëkk bi leen bokk ñu xam ne foo ñu den am cër si dëkk bi suñ demee ba nga xam ne tey xale yi war a jàng foofu wala nit yu nga xam ne ñoo war a dëkk foofu ñemee duñ faa dëkk di génn di ut fuñ dem wala ñuy tëj school su nekk foofu Fatou this is very alarming.
It's alarming.
It's alarming.
Esa, man, yow ak Omar, ñun ñëpp we're not security experts, and I'm sure we don't know the intelligence of, we don't know what the intelligence officers and know the reason why we have ECOMIG or we have Senegalese soldiers coming in and out. I don't know, you don't know, he don't know. We're just talking out of our own, what we think. They know better than us because they're the expert, but as basic things, just for the basic things, what do you think the government lolu lañ wara def? For example, if a certain section of the community feels like we have so many security in our area, we don't want this. Like, nobody wants to live in this kind of environment. They don't want it. But again, they're from that region, and they feel like nobody cares about us. Do you think government should take a measure in talking to the Fonies, having a dialogue, making them understand the need for these security presence, and also how they should coexist if the need be? But just letting it like this and Kabulo Onyama, does that really make sense at this point?
In the first place, this is not about, the security experts thinking or what they like
what they
knowing.
Because they will say, you guys don't know what we know, right?
I mean, I'm not an expert in security studies. That is not my expertise.
Yeah.
But at some point, I did a postgraduate studies in security studies, and also I've written one of my dissertations on Gambia security sector reform. And I get to understand some of these things, especially the nexus between the presence of economic forces in the country and, of course, the Gambia security sector reform.
Yeah.
And there is a new area that I think, in fact, somebody should do a research on.
Yeah.
It's a gap, like the presence of economic forces and its implications on Gambia security sector reform. Whether it is helping the Gambia security sector reform, whether it's an opportunity or it's a setback.
Yeah.
for the Gambia security sector reform, because I've also participated in few research surveys, you know, looking at the Gambia security sector reform, you know, and at some point we sought local perception. What do people think? And these things have been done. You know, Afrobarometer have done it together with the Center for Research and Policy Development, where Gambians themselves are expressing their views about whether ECOMIGs should stay in this country or not. And if you look at it there, when they came in 2017 or so, I mean, people had confidence. People wanted them to stay because of the situation, situation at the time. But then them to an extent that now, you know, people are saying that ECOMIG forces should even leave. The trust and confidence in them is no more there because, one, you're talking about the security situation. We know that ECOMIG's mission is not necessarily, I mean, per se internal order and stability, because that's the job of the police. ECOMIG, yes, maintaining stability, but more oriented towards external than internal. But the reality is that Gambia's security sector reform, and one of the challenges that this security sector reform has to do with the persistent rate, increase in crime rate. Anecdotal evidence, even though the Ministry of Interior once came out here and told us that the crime rates are reducing, which is not the fact. We know what they did to manipulate that. But, I mean, what I'm trying to say is that the crime rate, based on anecdotal evidence, we're seeing everyday crimes in this country. And that does not tell well in terms of security sector reform. It tells us that our security sector reform is suffering setbacks. Just yesterday, they launched the DECAF was trying to help, you know, Gambia security sector reform. I was there. The Soko Hole, I mean, at some point, they're telling you that, even an officer from the Office of National Security is telling you that there is no budget allocation for the Office of the National Security. Yes, because the Office of the National Security is not established by law. The bill is still there. It's not yet in Parliament. So, the Office of the National Security cannot even operate within the legal framework because there is no law in place. You talk about the that's one aspect of it. It's not there. They're still talking about. So the budget cannot be there because it's not there. Talk about even the NIA. They changed the name of the NIA to SIS without going through the legal process. It's illegal to call the NIA SIS because they have not gone through the legal process, and NIA was created by an act of Parliament. So at some point we are doing these things haphazardly, and we are seeing the repercussions. We are seeing the presence of ECOMIG. You see, it's not even about Senegalese versus ECOMIG force. I think they just try to use these terms to confuse us. Senegalese soldiers came here in the name, like ECOMIG was coming to the country, and they came because of that. So whether it's the Senegalese forces or the ECOMIG forces, what we are saying is that our people, because Lumwa, I agree with him entirely. Lee is not about Fonyi. This is about the Gambia. You talked about, you know, students coming from Fonyi to come to the Combos. People running from Fonyi to come to the Combos. Fee, God forbid, so Fonyi Tale more in the Gambia is affected. It's not only West Coast, but it's entire Gambia. Because you have families in Fonyi, you have relatives in Fonyi, you have loved ones in Fonyi. And at the end of the day, they have to come around this end. So it's the Gambia, it's not Fonyi. This is not a Fonyi issue, this is a Gambia issue. I've said this repeatedly. And the government, like you said, Lee Hapunna, we have not seen the government even coming out to show concern. Lee Hapunna, okay, what are you trying to do? Because repeatedly it has been happening. And we cannot have, for God and heaven's sake, we cannot have foreign forces in our country that are brutalizing our people, that are taking innocent souls. Gambia cannot be used as a launch pad for Senegal to do their fight with MFDC. If our citizens are even going into Senegal, inside Senegal, you have no right to shoot these people. Even in a war situation, what we call law of armed conflict, even in a war situation, combatants, once they surrender, they are armless. You cannot kill them. You take them as prisoners. Especially these are civilians, innocent, they're in the bush doing whatever. It's important that you even try to engage them. If you see them doing anything suspicious, you know, you try to engage them. But we cannot have these forces randomly sitting them, and nothing is coming out of it. Gambian authorities show no concern in addressing this issue. So for me, the presence of ECOMIG forces needs to be revisited. And the presence of ECOMIG forces in this country is called for by no other person but President Barrow and his government. And his cabal, few individuals who want these ECOMIG forces to stay in the country. What are they here for? Still, what are they doing here? We need to assess their presence in this country. What is it bringing? In terms of peace, come Omar Lumwahrek, peace is not only about the absence of war. John Galton, one of the scholars of peace studies, there's what we call positive peace and negative peace. The fact that there is no war in Fonyi does not mean that the people of Fonyi are at peace. Because whether we are going to be killed or not, that is not peace. Students scared, children scared to go to school. Even this parliamentary election, past parliamentary election, it nearly affected it. Because we had to ask the IEC whether there are going to be polls in Fonyi. And they said they are going to look into that.
They are not sure.
They were not sure whether it's going to happen or not. So it shows that the people of Fonyi are not at peace. There is no peace in Fonyi. The fact that there is absence of war does not mean that there is peace in Fonyi, because they are going to be thinking that anything could happen to them. So the situation that we are in right now, we have a very fragile security situation that the government must properly look into. The presence of economic forces, how is it helping? Is it an opportunity or a challenge or a setback to our security sector reform? Where is the security sector reform right now? You're talking about all these nice documents, all this strategy, national security policy, Office of National Security Establishment, national security strategy, the security sector reform strategy. All these nice documents are out there. But where is it when our brothers and sisters in uniform, who's supposed to have where the lasting peace and stability of this country should be entrusted in the hands of those people, are not even whether they're receiving the right training or not? That is a matter of question now. But even if they are receiving the training, they must be given the job to do in practice. They are learning these trainings or whatever in theory, but at the end of the day, they are not given the responsibility to carry out. How do you expect them? How do you expect the long-term stability of this country to be in the hands of our brothers and sisters in uniform? So, we cannot continue having, this is absolute nonsense. We cannot continue having our brothers, our innocent brothers and sisters in Fonyi being killed by foreign forces. The government must take a step. The people of Fonyi, the National Assembly members representing these people, must act. They must continue to hold the government, let them hold the government to account. If the government refuses to do investigation, let them sue the government, because these are lives that should be protected. Every government, every state has the responsibility to protect lives and properties. When people are being killed, when Deda Haidara was killed here, the government of the Gambia refused to do investigation. There was mountain treasure. People can sue the government for that, because we saw these people being killed, and the government is not doing anything about it. No investigation is being launched. At the end of the day, even if you do investigation, nothing comes out.
The police don't talk about investigation.
So what I'm
every single day they will tell you we're investigating, nothing comes out.
So the government, the people of Fonyi, the parliamentarians must hold the government to account. That something must be done about this, and it has to end. Gambians themselves don't look at it because Fonyi is affected. What we call collective security. Security is the collective responsibility of everyone. That today, if you are not affected, just because someone else is affected, you might be the next victim tomorrow. It's just like the incident that happened in your area. If people sit down and say, it's just our home, it's not me. But tomorrow you could be the next victim. So anybody in this country could be the next victim of such unfortunate incidents. So dara la lo xamne Gambian ci sen bopa ñoo wara jog waxal government bi ne nguur gi ne they must address this issue. Senegalese forces, l'Union def in Fonyi. For me, I'm never comfortable with it.
Sure.
Senegalese forces are not the only forces present in this country. You understand? You have to assess the security situation.
But why is it?
Look at you, Senegalese forces in Fonyi, knowing the delicate nature of the security situation there. You could have Ghanaian forces there or Nigerian forces there. Why do you have Senegalese forces there? Because Senegal has a vested interest. They want to fight. They want to fight a case, or they have an issue to sort out with the MFDC, and they want to use the Gambia as a launchpad, and that is why they are present there.
That's it.
So we can't continue to have Senegalese forces present in Fonyi, Wahnako, on so many occasions. We need the security of this country to be in the hands of our brothers and sisters in uniform. Otherwise, we are doomed.
Very well.
Otherwise, we are doomed. And to be honest, you just touched about the police. So this is a personal experience myself. You know, when somebody breaks into your house or something happens and the neighbors get hold of the person and they start beating the person, you're like, hey, alkana lipa alba barama niya lipa ya barama, then that is another case, right? You like ngadi mansala, let's give them to nenko police. You go to the police, you ngayobusa case to the police and you give the police the kula saja. All for me to just sit down and my dad called me. No, my dad called me and say, hey, I just want to know. The police officer, mungdon halad mom, nyom suñ fatiye because at least 72 hours war nañ ko fatiye. Suñ decided to go to court or not, right? Mune koku su fa nekké mo xamna ne koku yaayam du ko ñew sétsi, papaam du ko sétsi, so ñom ñoko wara jox añ jox ko reer jox ko ndewo, so ñun ñu génné ko. And I sat there and I got me so sad. For the police officer who was supposed to protect lives and properties, my girl's life was in danger. This guy was telling him, Kododina, or I will kill you. If she wasn't smart enough, she was going to be killed. At this point, are you thinking about that person who was traumatized by this thief? Not yo waxulo ko affaire am de. Yo ñowuñ sax pour ñoo xool kii naka la duggee ci kër gi fan la dugga xool lan la def, what was even the action. They did not do that. All they cared about, why should they hold this guy there? Abama fonkama lule ñing dino katu ñu ne la. And so meaning ko this guy, this was not the first time he came to them. They are not thinking about any steps to do, but all they are thinking for me to let him go because they cannot even feed him. This is what is happening at our police stations.
It's really
Fatou loolu li nga wax noonu lu am la man foog naa am naa si experience because foog naa police station yu bari nekk fii si biir Gambia su ma waxul ne dem naa yi waaye yu bari dem naa si. visit nan foofu waxtaan neen ak gars yi lu bari. tey gis nga si wàllu lekka boobu noonu nga nekk di wax xam nga tey soo jëlee nit maybe 10 20 or 30 of them nga jël leen foofu nga téye leen foofu noonu police yi first thing ñu dee njëkk a complain mooy ñun ñii amuñ lekka buñ leen jox. because nguur gi nekku di ñu jox benn xaalis bi nga xam ne ñun dañ ko war a jox nii pour seen añ seen reer ak seen ndéw loolu moo fa nekk. lii du allocation la xaw ma $5 xaw ma $10 the last time ñu ma explain na lii nii. loolu leen di jox kenn ku nekk loolu la budget bi amal pour ñu jox ko nit kooku noonu so police dañoo dem te di extend di la wax ne ñoom seen own xaalis la ñoo génn because duñ mën a téye ñu foofu noonu. ñu ngi foofu te duñ lekk seen own xaalis la ñoo génn ñu jox leen wala ñu seen own lekka la ñuy jël ñu jox ko ñooñu. so lii yëpp dañ la ko explainal waaye man dama ne loolu nekkul excuse in as much as the masses out there ñu nga xam ne leen war a protect seen life ak seen properties yëpp yow warloo jël loolu as an excuse kooku dafa am li ko indi foofu. The shocking thing about everything here is this tey comme ni nga ko waxee nit ki sàccal na la benn yoon du ñaari yoon du ñetti yoon so lokki lii nga téye kooku noonu nga yóbbu ko si police bi amuloo dara loo dégg di following day nga gis kooku mu ngi pass by.
police yi sax ñoo la ñaan pour nga ñu bàyyi ko.
exactly
ñoom ñoo la nga bàyyi case bi.
so fekk kooku nekkul first time nekkul second time nekkul third time mu ngi sàcce di ñëw ni koy indi mbir de la de wax kii ñun sonn nañ si Afrique kii. so this is all that you have to tell us. ñun sonn nañ si Afrique kii fekk kii mu ngi yaaxal nit ñi seen alal fekk kii mu ngi traité nit ñi out there so definitely man foog naa ne lii war nañ ko mën a revisit ko in a sense that dëgg la doo mën a téye nit ki more than 3 days. understand ne loolu. waaye ñu mën a jël nit tam nga yóbbu ko foofu noonu after 1 hour 2 hour kooku noonu nga am pour bàyyi ko mu dem doxi soxlaam police yi am na su ñoo xam ne loolu mooy dëgg nañ leen fees ñu wax leen li dëgg bi. am na ñu nga xam ne da ngay jël tey maybe sàcca la wala kuñ jàppa si drogue la whatsoever dañuy dem police ñu ekkati luñ jox police yi ñu bàyyi la ñu dem. lii mooy dëgg. ñun ñu ngi fees loolu si police bi dañ ko dee gis ndaxte gis ngeen tey ñu ngi tasee ñu nga xam ne. kooku jaar na ci problème ñu ne ko booy kañ nga génn mu ne sa gars yi dama seetlu ma leen jox rek ñu bàyyi ma dem so yow you are encouraging that person kooku anytime day dugg ci crime knowing that man su ma si duggee dinaa si génn you don't need to call anybody you don't need to call your dad your mom you don't need to call any relative you don't need to call any top officer out there all that you need nga am xaalis tuuti bi nga jox police kooku lu mu def dépassam xam nga la leen jox $500,000 su bëree ba bëri nga bàyyi kooku mu dem yaaxalaa nit seen alal ju bëri so Fatou lii dafa métti foog naa ne all this thing will boil down to the insecurity that we are talking about te am na solo ñu dem ñu seeti wàll loolu.
I think everybody has a part to play in this because sàcca yaa ngi sàcca waaye police itam ñi nga xam ne ñoo war a aar citizen bi nekkuñ some of them they are not doing the right thing and because man soo ma sàcce ma yóbbu la police police yi ne ma bàyyi ko because obviously they are not showing any sign of dañoo def lu serious next time boo ma sàcce du ma la bàyyi te su ma defee loolu ñu ne dama jël law into my own hands this is why you see dëkk yi léegi suñ jàppee sàcce dañ ko dee dóor ba gaañ ko te loolu waruñ koo def why because suñ demee police sàcce seen boppa ñoo la de woon ne nsamba police because they know ne foofu suñ fa demee fii mun la pour ñoom so this needs to be revisited now we go to politics politics moom this week tàng na UDP ñoom nag gis naa ne dama def topic bi rek suñ tuddee mu ne ma waaye chaos suñ tuddee is chaos because parti bu mel ne UDP xam nga NPP su doon NPP la we'll talk about it so it's UDP we'll talk about it and GDC we'll talk about it because Oppositions are governments in waiting.
Very well.
So if there's something that is happening there, as news people, this is what we like. We like to talk about things that are happening. So apparently UDP dafa am lu fa xew. Recently gis nañ ne Ramu Sabali women yaay campaign bi nekk West Coast region génn si alleged ne dañ ko doon draw into a camp which is called supposedly the Talib camp pour naka la ñoo mun a try pour am Talib to be the flag bearer of the party. And since then gis nañ or Ibrahima di ko deny gis nañ Kerr Fatou mu wax ne deny na ko déglu nga audio yi nag nga ko gisee balaa man ma jox sama avis because man lii dama si am avis dama si bëgg a wax sama opinion dama la
lu am solo la ndaxte politique moom di dem di ñëw la te dafa am solo comme saa yu nekk politique ñu koy xool di ko seegaat especially si political parties yi tey su fekkee am neen political party dëgg bi mooy Fatou man politicien la dama bokk si political party mais dëgg bi si réew mi fii si Afrique politique mooy soo fi tuddee parti dafa am kuñ koy teyle dafa am kuñ koy moomale loolu mooy dëgg bi man sa parti bi ma bokk dafa am kuñ ko moomale mooy di parti leader soo fi waxee UDP ñu ne la Daabo la soo fi waxee NPP ñu ne Baro ak lu mel noonu NRP ñu ne Amad Ba loolu mooy dëgg bi te man foog naa ne ñun ndaw ñi dafa jot pour ñu revisiter loolu te loolu man dama koy wax saa yu nekk te loolu dama si oo ndaw yi nekk si yeneen political parties yëpp kon dafa jot ñun ñu seet li nga xam ne nii tey moom moo mun a indi wecceeku boobu tey honorable Omar Ceesay du mun a nekk in a political party for instance following an individual Fatou li ñu ñamaa xoolaan I'm saying this and I will say this anywhere du ma mun a nekk si political party for 30 years okay for 40 years for 50 years with one leadership man Omar Ceesay man mënuma loolu te man dama bëgg a gis wecceeku te dama bëgg a gis ndaw ñi tam ñu ñëw forward yow as a leader of a political party waxuma soo demul election de fine loolu maybe IEC will tell us more about it waaye su fekkee yow yaa ngi dem election ñaari yoon ñetti yoon ñeneenti yoon ba yaa ngi ñëw dem election ba juróomi yoon yow kenn loo yaakaar yow loo bëgga yow loo téyee nit yi man góoma yooyu noonu man dafa am lu ma góom mooy ñun parti leen am nekkul ne kenn leen nekk di dundal wala yar ci parti bi ñun parti leen am bi nga xam ne parti bi Gambien si ñoo ko moom te Gambien su fa nekk den gëm ne ñii mun nañu liggéey ak leadership bu fa nekk loolu moo tax ñu indi la forward so suñ demee ba gis ne ñun we are government in waiting suñ demee ba gis ne there is no chance you as the leader cannot take the party forward you as the leader cannot make the party win election obviously there is need for us to change leadership man I totally concur with that why there is only one way we can achieve this fact for far too long we have been experiencing this I think it is about time young people in those political parties, women in those political parties, let them go back to their internal party constitution and inculcate what we call term limits. Period. With this, the problem is solved. With this, you cannot have an individual running for an election, presidential election, more than 2 terms. But now look at it. For instance, in the case of GDC, of course, we still have Honorable Kande as our leader. We still have Honorable Kande as our flag bearer. That is the fact. Flag bearer, of course. Okay. I will put it that way because we are going to Congress, of course, now, from now against next week, all positions are considered null and void. That we understand. Then there is no party leader, there is no flag bearer. Of course, we are all working together to safeguard the party, which I understand. Why am na fu ñëw ega tey am na solo su loolu amee muy term limit bi dina dimbale ñi nga xam ne tey ñoo nekk ci parti bi ñu mun a dimbalante xam nga lu xew tey su fekkee term limit amut da nga gis koo xam ne dafay bëgg a come all out mu contest for that leadership standard bearer waaye ku mel ni yow man yaa may njëkk a kool Omar yow itam loolu correct de da nga doon xale trop man nga xaar ba si kanam pour nga war a challenge honorable Kande léegi dafa teel Omar xoolaat ko rek kii mu la dimbale moo tax nga win élection moo la sponsor xamuloo xaalis bu fan la ko jële lii moo fi war a jeex pour man te dafa jot ñi nga xam ne tey ñoo nekk supporter political parties yi ñuy génne seen alal di def si parti gis nga parti waru sa kaddu fu sa alal nekk anglais moo wax loolu put your mouth where your money is. So su fekkee nga xam ne tey party bi all that they are doing is sponsored by an individual. So obviously ko lu bëgg mooy am. Suñ ko bëggee génne sax nit yi dañoo ragal ne suñ ko génne party bi tas. Waaye su fekkee the party is collectively funded. Okay, every individual is doing the little that he or she has. So obviously I expect even if we have a change of leadership, the party will still continue and the party might even do better. So Manila Gom, so in the case of UDP, GDC or any other political party, time limit is the solution.
Problem time limit that my solution.
Man, for man.
Time limit my solution. Esa, UDP is going to an elective Congress. They are not choosing a flag bearer. But the reason why Congress become important more, they're choosing national delegates, the national executive. And the national executive are the ones who chooses the flag bearer. That is why you see a lot of, a lot of internal fights. Kuneka work to make sure. Somebody was saying, but we are not choosing a flag bearer. Why is this talk coming now? It is coming because those national executives are going to be the ones who are going to choose the flag bearer. And it is rumored, I don't know how true it is, but it's rumored that Dabo will not be their flag bearer. So obviously...
I'm going to dip into UDP because I don't know exactly what is going and how they want to go about it. But pour man, pour hanga muna in the misunderstanding meaning ko. Lolu moy dega political parties meaning lolu. Change leadership. Lolu moy dega bi. Understand? Why pour man in order to maintain the party base, support base I mean. Tell na pour ñuy identify kan mo wara nek standard bearer and all that not. You see, a political party can play a strategy to say we can have the party leader, we can have the standard bearer. But for now, hence we are not going in for any presidential election. Let's focus on the leadership of the party.
That's what I'm saying.
Not the standard bearer.
That's what I'm saying. Right now, they are not going for that. They're going for only the party executive. But I think the reason why this thing is coming up is this. You know, those executives are going to be the ones in 2 years who will elect the flag bearer. Now, you want to make sure your people are in the executive. That's my understanding. That's my understanding. Is it the way you understand it too? Have you heard about the audios?
Well, first, I've not listened to the audio. Because for me, at some point, I've drawn a limitation of the boundary miri audio yini. Sometimes, especially if it does not carry something that I think really concerns the country that much. UDP issue, you know, is Ramusabali who was alleged to have said something. I just read it, but I did not listen to it. I read it on
I listened
Kerr Fatou.
to all of it,
Yeah, so I think at some point, just like Omar said, my issue was this is an elective Congress. It's about the leadership of the party, not the issue of standard bearer who becomes the flag bearer. But like you said, okay, is the executive that will, you know, subsequently elect the standard bearer. So Mota who have been right now. Man, okay, understand I don't know the internal arrangements of UDP come internally, nakaling they select a standard bearer. But like you're saying,
it's just like the way they're selecting chairman and chairman. So everybody will apply and then they do their vetting processes and they finally choose someone. So normally it's the national executive that does
Central committee, whatever, So Lolu, how much the arrangement in that? And that is why I wouldn't go into that. But come Omar Lumka Waherek, I think the focus of the party should be on two things now. Okay, the Congress that is coming, but also more importantly, the local government elections. Because right now, so we started doing Biri camp, Biri Lee, and all that. Lolo is even going to affect them in the local government elections. So Lolo Fogna, they should be very mindful of that. So the guy I want to focus on is the local government. Let them do the Congress and the local government elections. And then, you know, Parisi, focus on the standard bearer later. But like you said, communicate executive
and this is going to be the last executive that will select those flag bearers. So you want to make sure your people.
But Congress apart from this one.
No, it depends. It depends. 20 every 2 years.
Every 2 years.
But this executive,
elective Congress.
No, elective Congress and other congresses are different. This one is supposed to be an elective Congress. So I think the next one that is coming, I don't know what is their
elective Congress.
Some constitutions, I don't know what is their constitution.
No, as per the constitution, the IEC Act, I mean, the electoral whatever there. Every 2 years, let them political party lend a mandate for am Congress, elective Congress. That's what I'm saying. Now, making the calculation, executive being a guy what I am. 2 years lend what I serve by law, according to the IEC law.
2022 to 2024.
Exactly. So 2024
or 2023 to 2025.
Exactly. Whatever it is. Why 2 years lend you what I serve? So 2 years, but we should it doesn't matter whether another 2 years the next presidential election or not. But the party must hold another elective Congress. That is the law.
So understand li nga wax. No, li mo wax mooy because so if you look at it, right now, so UDP ame Congress, December 2022. They're supposed to have Congress.
Another Congress before presidential election.
Yeah, Lola Wani, that's going to be 2024 December.
Exactly.
So you got to have probably another executive there.
Yeah,
but maybe the thing is that because since elected this executive, maybe they're going to have advantage of incumbency to be maintained. So probably it is the same that executive that will elect the standard. But Linga Moy makes sense too.
Yeah.
Because if they have another elective Congress in 2 years' time, the executive could change.
Yeah,
but this is all bringing distraction in the party.
Yeah.
The focus should be, because there is a possibility, even if they have the executive, an executive from this Congress, that executive could be changed.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Yeah. So whoever thinks that you have a campaign, your people are there, they could be changed in the next Congress.
Very well.
If people don't want them.
Very well.
So I think what is important here right now, the focus of the party, you are focus on. What he said will not help them.
Yeah.
It's just like what NPP is also going through in terms of Congress, positions here and there.
Damn.
You know, some areas in Sambasira, nearly 4 there. For now, those things are not helping the parties. But it shows one thing. It shows that we have leadership problems in these parties. They change leadership.
Yeah.
So it's as if it's like the sky is coming down because somebody is taking an excuse or taking, I'm not being in the leadership anymore. So they are seeing it as something that big.
Yeah.
Understand? Now we are seeing other countries where, I
mean, every single day I see people telling Joe Biden he should run. They're going to challenge him.
Yeah,
he's the sitting president.
So then after parties,
money.
Political parties at some point, then you want to encourage that. They have to, especially leaders, then you want to build that succession within the parties. Then you want to build party B. Party B should not revolve around an individual. Political parties, in your faneka, they could run. Let them even make their people understand that you're not party B. Take ownership of it. Man, do masi dugal suma alal. If you want this party to survive, do masi dugal suma alal because I don't want to take it as my property. But even if I am putting my money, man masi neka dugal suma alal, do mako jail as my own. I will take it as everybody's own, so that at least people get used to that. Why one not learning is very important. More internal democracy, internal party democracy. The am not so term limit be agree should be in the parties constitutions. Warna nyo am lolu nonu. Kunga leader muneka party flag bearer muneka so survey for like maybe you contest for 2 times or 3 times. Again, see, look for somebody else. They're not qualified. There are other people that are also qualified because when you have one leadership in a country or in an organization, they muna, kind of prevent other people from, kind of manifesting their potentials, kind of affecting that change, leader change within the party, because they don't have the opportunity. Munuñoo rise through the rank, munuñoo manifest, munuñoo wone luñ am si xam-xam ak lan lañ mëna defar organisation bi or party bi and even for the country. Te li mo dey affect even so what happens is that internal party democracy so amute is not only about in terms of Congress, in terms of positions, allow people to apply and contest as we discussed here with Alaji Dabo last week, but it's also about ensuring that no leadership has manipulation of position or power. Komorlo yagasi position for a very long time, for decades you are still leading that party. Warna nyo change leadership, change of leadership in those parties. Lolo dinani muna dimbale sa. Punyo time limit even at the national level. Moine man suma contested under a party 2 presidential elections. Winuma, ginana, or winna mange winsa. But suma age. Let's say Barrow serves 2 terms. The NPP constitution is saying that you can only run for twice as presidential candidate. So then the second term, run a 1st term, 2nd term. Then the 3rd one, you cannot run under an NPP ticket. The flag forced to not to run, like limit nala. But that also there is a gap there. Because President Barrow NPP jalulen but I will go and form my own political party. Contest as independent. So the way to stop that also is to have term limit in the national constitution. But soon a term limit within the parties is really going to help prepare the mindset of these people. Lolo is going to help the issue of self-perpetuating rule. Did not even help in addressing these issues of human rights violations, because leaders leaders at the end of the day, in your halat, well, in few years' time, I'll be out. Anything could happen to me. So also it will address the issue of corruption. Because then you have, well, a few years' time, the margin. So I should not be misappropriating public funds. I should not be misusing public funds, because at the end of the day, they're going to hold me to account, leader Fahayo and all that. But if leaders having this belief that they continue forever, I mean, they affect party. So I think the leadership should really work on that. But I think what is happening in the UDP, like in the case of Ramusa, so Mandima Fogmoine, it's too early to even talk about that issue, especially the issue of camps. You know, I
mean, for me, I believe camps are okay. Because, you know, this.
No, camps in parties.
Look, let me tell you, they are political parties. It's politics. If yow ya MC Cham yéen a ngi am seen corner GDC bi ngeen xam ne balaa ngeen a dem congress da ngeen dee seet lan ngeen bugg a understand nga no, that is the truth. Gis nga, even in workplaces, people have those teams that they always, people that they trust and they think they can share ideas and things with. So this is healthy. That's why even in bigger democracies, you go to America, in the Democratic Party, you have the progressive group. They have their bloc. You go to Republicans, they have their rank and files who are very, very crazy. They can hold the leadership at ransom. These things happen in parties. And I think it's okay. And we know this is happening in UDP. When you talk about it, they say, we know the Taliban Suda camp in UDP. There is Rohilo camp in UDP. There is supposedly Lamin Sane camp. These are potential people who will be vying for the party flag bearer. So they all are lobbying people around. It is normal. And I think it's normal. Yes, it's not good for the party right now because they're going to National Assembly election, local government elections. So if these things are out and it seems like they are not relying on each other, they don't trust each other, people will be scared. If some people, somebody in KM, mudega ne hay talib alafta usenu la bondila koku munna ragal pour duko sanil hamga. So they have to be tactical in how they bring these things out. But I think it's normal. It is okay for people to believe in different ideas and push their agenda in a party. Just like you were saying, there might be people in GDC who will not agree to term limit. But there might be people like you who want to inject that idea into other people and bring it to your Congress. So how do you do that? You lobby them. So when you're going to Congress, you want to be.
No, I think the issue is we don't necessarily have people, like people can have different opinions and views within the same political party. We're just talking about the timing. Do you understand? The timing of this thing and how it is coming out, like saying that there is this camp, there is this camp, there is this camp. If you're wise enough, this is not the right time to talk about that. Focus on the Congress, focus on the local government election. Then you can even talk about who probably is going. Because I think also it's important. Like many people will say, well, they should not talk about it now. They should wait till the election. I'm not saying that they should not talk about it. But you have to focus on one thing at a time. But it's important also that the UDP membership understands that if at all Dabo, like I said last week, if Dabo is not contesting, so they mom to contest 2026. It's important that people understand that because I'm not your hamne party be. Nyom usenu Dabo more than for you. So full of people are mindset be.
Today I kept on listening to their audios. There was this lady, Nko, Dolba usenu fofao, atelo na flag biarati. So there are people who.
So it's just like major example. It's just like Jame. I'm not they were not. Let's start with Jawara. There are people who were not prepared for post-Jawara Gambia. Gambia without Jawara. And it was difficult for them. Jame, the same thing. That is what some people, that's why some people are still living in denial. They're still suffering. They're still having that problem. Because there's going to be a Gambia without Jame. So for you prepare certain mindset, the parties, for you prepare the mindset of their members to let them know that, look, leaders in Momun party be. Some of these party leaders are even invited into this party. Dabo did not found UDP. Then go invite. Jawara did not found, found this party PPP. Then go invite. Understand? So some of these political party leaders are even invited into the parties to come and lead them because at that time, come people are scared or a lot of education level be, a lot of people are not educated because so whole Jawara he came and led the PPP. It was when Sanjali Bojang, Yoko founded, but then the education level of those people, Jawara was the at least more level-headed in terms of education, in terms of qualification to some extent. Dabo as well. Understand? Because of his experience, because of his engagement, in law and all that, so you got to understand that some of these people in fact met the party there. So for you make them understand that the party does not belong to them, it belongs to the individual, the membership.
Now, talking about parties, let's go to your party.
Very well.
The family and most vocal critic, your most person koo xam ne moo gën a against Barrow dafa mel ni mu ngi waaj a dem de MC Cham lan la uti ji woon ci Barrow.
Well, Fatou, definitely. Well, I would say all that I know about this MC Cham visiting the president, according to him, he went to the president to talk about national issues. He was invited to talk about that. For me, all that I know... No, I am coming forward because I don't want to go deep into that.
Yeah, you have to go deep there.
Let me say
you have to go deep.
Not MC.
Very good. I'm coming there. All that I know, MC is still in the GDC. MC is still in the management of the GDC. MC is still in the executive of the GDC. So obviously, I will encourage you, Fatou, to invite MC to talk about this particular issue. But as the PRO of the party, speaking on behalf of the party, we still have the belief that MC is still in the GDC because there is no resignation letter tendered to the party. There is nothing absolute. MC is never expelled from the party, so he is still in the party. This is what I know as the PRO.
To clarify what you just said, MC was supposed to be sitting here actually. Very well. We spoke up to last night. He told me he is in the car, and he was trying to come. He was supposed to be here to clarify. So we invited him, but dafa daw. Lolu moy lu leer. Legi before, did he tell the party that he was going to see Barrow? Yes,
very well. I understand, of course, prominent people within the party were informed prior to his visit, including myself, the party leader, the women leadership of the party. And you talk of other prominent Gambians who are not even politicians.
Yes.
Of course.
Actually, he informed me.
Good. Yes. So I'm seeing the point. So this actually he did. After visiting the president also, I believe, for one, he contacted me, and I believe which he did to many other people out there. So obviously, the party membership and those who were informed encouraged him to go and visit the president. Okay? MC is not the first guy who visited the president.
Okay.
Even our deputy party leader number 2 visited the president, Amadou Ka. People don't talk about it. Maybe MC Boson dafa gëna jox ci kaw.
MC face right.
Is a vocal there.
MC mo face.
Exactly.
MC is different from Amadou Ka.
Affaire.
Dafa gëna jog rek.
Waaw.
Dafa wara gëna jog nak.
Okay.
Because MC is different from Amadou Ka.
MC limbe wax reuy.
So lii la waaye li ma ci mënut xam rek mooy. Tàggu nañu waxtaan na ak ñun. Xamal nañu ne dafay dem. Encourage nañ ko mu dem. Because I cannot remember even once. ku nga xam ne bëgg naa dem gisee ak président bi yow yaa xam ndax dañ ko request wala dañ la invite pour nga tàggu party leadership wala nga inform ko mun la déedéet bul dem dafa dee wax man su fekkee man la invite sax damay dem why not you why should I deny you going for what reason so yow yaa xam lan nga fay uti nekkuloo dof soo àggee li nga war a wax ak lim la war a wax xam nga ko mais su duwuloo sa generally moom olof Njaay daf dee wane ku la oo mu wax mu jox la
bu la waxut jox la
soo demal nga déglu ko
mbaa jox na ko
loolu leeroon ma loolu MC dina ko leeral
Braden bi lay laajte
MC su ñëwee
MC suma xarit la waaye gis nga ba mu jógee pale ba tey teguma ko but enveloppe boobu dama bëgg a xam suñu ko
ñëwaagut
ba
dem Dakar
jógee pale rek mu dem Dakar loolu am na lu mu firi
waaye li ma si mënut a wax daal mooy ñun as from the level of the party MC is still with the party this we know because ñun joxuñu benn letter ne moom
so def leen because balaa mu doon dem def leen taago ne mu ngi dem so bu mu ñëwee tamit def leen dafa report that what he discussed did he tell you in specific terms
well wax na comme national issues burning issues current issues
no but wala ma wax mooy
this actually
did he report to you to tell you that these and these
MC that's
what I'm saying security matters. You talk of the skyrocketing basic commodities. You talk of other things, the youth sector, for instance, and all those things. Briefly, man wax na ma li not into details. Why lii moom man xamal na ma ko, which I believe he did to others. So lii moom wax na ma ko. Why the detail of this, MC will better speak for himself.
waaw léegi balaa ñoo door show bi gis naa Buba Gajigo mu ngi def benn story and I think that is a very serious allegation boo xam ne MC def na ko and to the GDC maa ngi gis benn report mu ngi ne ñi ko nekk di saaga bi mu demee si Barrow yëpp waa GDC executive bi lañ and moom wax na ne taagu na executive GDC leader bi taagu na executive bi ñu mu war a taagu na leen te du moom kese moo musa dem si président te su demee si président ba waxut ne bàyyi na parti bi executive bi ñoo nekk di use ndaw yi pour ñu saaga ko loolu serious allegation la Omar
loolu serious na su fekkee ni mu ko waxee noonu la moom moo xam yan évidence la am moo tax ma ne it will be better MC mu ñu waxal boppam. I might contradict I might not be very sure of what I am saying. waaye li xew mooy dëgg la issue bi ba mu jógee ñi am nañ si different views. differences am na si within the party. this we know for sure. waaye ak man li ma wax gars yi sax mooy lépp li nga xam ne tey waaye def na ko ci parti bi rek pour man Fatou dem gisee ak président bi man pour man. dara nekkul I think there is high time.
is the aftermath of lan moo fa jógee.
exactly because trend bu ñu gis fii mooy. ku gisee ak président especially nga jógee ci opposition. finally da ngay dem nga join NPP this is the trend. loolu leen gis fii loolu moo fi am.
waaw
so moo tax dama ko defal MC toujours ma ne ko su fekkee lii continuer na benn tey yaa ngi GDC history la.
waaw.
history la because parti bi tey ñu fa jógee ñu bari dem gisee ak président bi finally dañ dem NPP so bii foog ñu bàyyi si xel bu baax waaye ak ni muntu demee man ñaawlu ma ko daxalu ma ko man ci suma bopp maa ngi ko wax ni ci am ma dégg président bi suma request pour gis ma dinaa dem ma déglu ko
man bro
man
dégg naa gis buur sax xiiwal la
kay man suma owoon ma dem uyu ko lii mooy dégg dafa des si li may wax ak li ma koy tontu. mais tey dafa am lu am solo Fatou you are getting me into this more.
no but it's important. xam nga lii dafa am solo ñu waxtaan ci. because man soo gisee mu am solo ñu waxtaan ci lii. Mama Kandeh fii la toogoon bi mu waxee ne moom dafa bëgg a gis sa président. nit ñi ŋàññe ko. people from your party. and from other parties. and I told MC this barki Demba when we were talking ma ne ko like. You cannot stop people from talking.
Very well.
Because so gisee nit ñi di wax you are a prominent member, a big critic of the president.
Very well.
So gisee sa party leader wan na fi rek ne gisul Barrow de. Dafa woon ne moom dafa bëgg a gis Barrow. rajo yëpp amee ko Mama Kandeh GDC seen boppa amee nañ ko.
Very well.
Understand nga yow MC sa boppa am nga si position. si loolu. te yow boo demee gis président nit ñi dañ si am position. Everybody is going to have a position. That doesn't mean people hate you. It only means that people care about yow moo tax ñu la bàyyi xel comme wax nga ko am na ku fi dem keneen dem na fi ñaata nit a dem si Barrow why people because they are not that much in the public space we don't know and so we are not concerned waaye yow sa boppa wax nga fi ne anybody ku dem seeti Barrow rek most of the time at the end fi mu dee mujjee Barrow wax naa leen ne Barrow is a good politician he knows how to attract people he knows how to get to people man bu MC jógee si Barrow ba tey dégguma audio de ndax dégg nga ko
kay am na interview def na interview ak Star FM
mu ne lan mu ne lan
waaw lim leeral mooy
déedéet audio yu tàng yu mu daan def laa wax yu tàng jir
may la MC ba mu jógee déglu ma ne MC ba mu jógee ci palais ben tey dafa dem Dakar fekk na mu amoon mission bu man yàgg na ma ko before this invitation because man amoon ñu de ànd suba ngoon yow xam nga si dara waaye man mission bi lu mu yàgg a prépare la sax before lii dafa tombé lu ñu dewa tombé mooy indi ay gaaf so ba mu demee si palais bi fekk mission bi sax jàpp na bis ba pare so invitation bi ñëw ñu schedule ko Friday si Saturday boobu noonu la dem Dakar man maa ko gunge ba si terminal bi sax so li am na waaye li may wax parti militant si ñu ngi may déglu lu muntu xew si parti politique saa yu nekk lu ees daf dee mën a génn si politique so daf dee nekk surprise waaye am na si li nga xam ne tey su amee nit yi dañ ko dee jël as big thing of course it's a big thing maybe having prominent people within your party leaving the party or you have the fear that visiting the president might warrant them to leave the party is a concern to all party militants and party membership waaye lépp lu ñuy wax Fatou war nañ ko mën a wax si yar ak teggin war nañ ko mën a wax si respect war nañ ko mën a wax si anam bu rafet nga gis ne ëllëg su fekkee yow you were against that move mu ñëw ameewul ni nga ko foogee woon dafay indi gàcce si yow so dafa am solo nit yu bari di bàyyi xel loolu noonu pour man wax naa ko nit yi am naa si interview ma ne leen jarul ko wax bii ni jarul ko MC wax na si kaadum the very day mu visit président ba mu génn see moom moo def nataal bi
te bëgg naa wax si loolu dëgg la MC nag dëgg bi man wax na ma ne dafa dem and when he came wax na ak man wax na ma waxtaanam may ree ma ne ko ana enveloppe ma ko tooñ xam nga rek man dama ko dee tooñ and obviously he was very apt on what he wanted to do mu ne man I'm a politician I will make sure they jox na Watson Gambe picture bi for them to put it out
very well.
so everybody knows ne dem naa si president it's not like I don't want it to even come from the State House I want to be the one to inform Gambians loolu I think man rafetlu naa ko léegi nag lu des mooy what si kanam if he wants to go to the president that is okay politics la if he wants to stay with GDC it's okay but I think what Gambians lu ñu ut si MC rek mooy honesty because noonu lañ ko xoolee politicien la MC lu fi xew si réew mi mun nga ko wax lu nekk am na ci kaddu dina ci wax opinion am te du ko ci ragal te rusewut ko kenn kon tey xam nga rek dama ko dee wax comme tey ku mel ni man MC Madi Jobaate dama ko dee defend at all costs dama leen there are those few Gambians yoo xam ne if things happen in our society they will always talk about it people are protective and they care about those people and MC was one of those people tam nit ñi dañ dee ne kii lu xew rek daf si dee wax and si teggin daf si dee am xalaat people care about him soo gisee nit ñi dañ si wax dañ care about him nekkul ne dañ ko hate so wax naa ko personally wax naa ko MC bul fi toog di wax ne ku la wax dara rek danga koy mere soo defee loolu kon yow doo politicien because you have always had opinions about everything in this country tey bu deekee sa toon nit ñi am opinion may leen ko ñu wax ko because loolu mooy démocratie loolu mooy gulde dinañ si wax nag until mu prove ñu wrong people will talk about it but it only shows that people care about him people respect him people respect his opinion te de président opposition bari nañ fi de waaye mu toog all MC Cham kon dafa MC lum gis si moom ndax du waaye moom tam nag na bàyyi nit ñi ñu wax na bàyyi nit ñi ñu wax
MC terewul kenn wax bi terewul kenn wax bi te su ko bëggee sax mënut ko ndaxte fii kenn ku nekk li xew si réew mi MC dina gën a mu wax xelaatam moom itam su defee nit ñi wax rek laa def seen xelaat loolu moom man sax amu si problème te xam naa ne moom itam amu si problème so waaye nit yi ñu si bari Fatou lu ñu bëgg noon déggal loolu moo jafe pour nit yi ñu déggee ko noonu xam nga tey MC comme ni nga ko waxee lu bari mu dee wax si xelaatam am na nu mu ko dee waxee surtout mu jëm ci wàllu président bi tey nit yi lu ñu bëgg noon dégg mooy ñu si bari mooy MC ba mu jógee State House ñu jël ko interview mooy ba ma demee gisee ak président bi li ma wax mooy kaay nga join NPP ma ne ko maa bañ defu mokk du ma si ànd kaddu bii la ko nit ñi bëgg neen déggee loolu kenn du ko wax there is what we call diplomacy in everything that we do and in any negotiation platform at least the parties must go and come
waaye dégg naa président wax na ko ne ñëwal ñu liggéey dégg naa loolu
mun na nekk loolu mun na nekk
ndax moom da pare naa dem si liggéey bi
dafa des si
loolu moom or na ma ne président wax na ko ne MC dama bëgg nga ñëw ñu liggéey
ok moo tax ma
xam naa loolu wax na ko waaye ndax MC pare naa dem nag ñu liggéey
waaw loolu benn tey MC dina la leeralal loolu du moom naa koo leeral waaye li may wax nit yi ñu understand fële mooy comme diplomatie boobu dafa war a am man wax naa ko gars yi si interview may leen man président su ma ooyee mu ne ma kaay NPP du ma ko wax maa bañ waaye du ma ko wax tam nangu naa because you are the president no I will not do that ok yow ñëw nga rek nga oo ma because musuma toog a president in the State House because of that respect given to me or accorded to me ok president you know what man amal naa la kersa am naa gaaje am naa ruste am naa lu mel noonu so yow mun loo maa ñaan bañ kon ñëw naa dafa yomba loolu dafa yomba kenn waruñ laa jëlee noonu ci politique at least yow as a prominent figure out there hey suñ la waree jël sax am na terms and conditions yow war a put forward am na li nga xam ne ni tey loolu nga war a dëgëral bilaa ngaa dem nga dugga waaye your first meeting with the president your first meeting with any other person in any deal that you are having, you cannot just accept like that, but you cannot also reject it completely outright like that. Niti nag li leen bëgg non dégg may leen du yomb non nga politicien. I mean so for me
man discourage na.
For me
di wa ideal. Politician what am deal.
Like the thing is come MC num demé ni to meet the president. Madam they want like I mean it's healthy for a democracy.
It's our democracy. Very healthy.
There's nothing wrong in opponents meeting because sometimes in the gis moy ni no nek fi UDP members and NPP members the sergeant and all that but baro dafa tassé lawyer Dabo ñu nuyu wante understand baro dafa tassé Halifa Sallah ñu nuyu wante and life continues lolu mom du ci de ñaka and it's healthy for our democracy opposition and government meeting but comme li nga wax rek the fear that people have the fear factor moy ne this has been a norm is the old style of politics in the Gambia, political co-optation. opposition, I mean, Jawara defoon na ko fi, Yaya Jammeh defoon na ko fi, and it's still continuing in Barrow's era. Gis nañ fi the biggest critique of President Barrow, you know, eventually said they want to work with the president, to the extent of even saying that ñun feel nañ ne suñ ideas yi, suñ vision yi align nañ. Understand?
Te bobu kay dégg MC lim ci wax.
Wow, so you see all that. You know, you don't def no. They started from somewhere.
Yeah.
Understand nga? Waaye li nga wax rek comme MC moom bosam génn na wane picture na everything. But gis nañ ne some of them ñoom luñ start mooy they did it, you know, in secretly. Gis nañ def nañ ko, people said it and they said happenut, and then later they came to accept MC. But then li ma wax mooy ñoom tam foofu lañ ko starté. But there's one thing. The MC, I wish he was just here. The Gambian politicians, war nañu bàyyi di wax loolu.
National interest.
I went to meet the president, national interest. Now, this is not about your private life. So there's a private life, private life, I'm not talking about it. This is different from state to state relations. Hanga diplomacy, state to state relations. Foreign policy, Gambia and Senegal. President Barrow, su waree dem Senegal, meet Macky Sall. What they discuss there, what do they work, everything that they discuss. Then they give even envoys, ambassadors, when they come and meet the president. So in Guinea, journalists, waiting journalists didn't like, then they want we discuss a lot of issues. Areas like education.
Why they don't go into
Why they don't go into details? Because in international relations, states live in what we call security dilemma. How law the intentions of states. What they say and what they do could be different. So, MC, this is different. Gambian politicians, so they may meet the president. If it is about national issue, what are you hiding? Tell people, I discussed X, Y, Z with the president. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, because it's
Tell
not
us.
Confidential.
But don't wow, I discussed national issues with the president. And who defines what is national interest? Your sister gives your national interest. Why someone gives no national interest? Yeah. President Barrow, he saw a lot of people here. But let him choose MC because he's vocal, he is a critique of his government, and he's doing that. I respect him for that because he is doing that as an opposition, holding the government to account. But at the end of the day, there's nothing that MC will discuss with President Barrow if it concerns national interests, and it's nothing like security sensitive that MC will not discuss with people. But also what I want to say is that politicians don't want to buy health tamit. MC is not an expert in security. MC is not an expert in economy. MC is not an expert in health. So if he goes to discuss anything with President Barrow, there's nothing special about it. Tell Omar Ceesay so an expert in security, and President Barrow oko, and they discuss something on security. Yes, this is something probably sensitive that Omar doesn't even need to talk about. Why MC do not anything with President Barrow, other people have not talked about. MC is not an expert in all these areas. MC is what I meet President Barrow to discuss about national security. MC will not proffer any solution to President Barrow about national security. Because it's not his expert area. He's not an expert in the area. MC economy be. Dumuna wa President Barrow, Lee is the solution because MC is not an economist. I'm just trying to be critical about this thing here. Point after point, because Ninyi Jubari, politicians, when they may meet the president, they just tell us that while they don't meet national interest, we discuss a lot of areas. But you are not an expert in these areas. So for you to just go and meet the president and talk to him about problems, you have been talking about them and everybody has been talking about these problems.
The president, of course,
it's nothing new. President begins nako dega nalen. So what is the use in you talking, in you going to talk to the president, security, just the problems? Is it enough for you to only talk about the problems? The most important thing here is the president, if he wants to work with you, for instance, the far tap into your expertise. But you are not an expert in these areas. MC Suleme State House, Barrow, you discuss security, you discuss education, you discuss healthcare.
You discuss politics.
But that's what I'm saying. So the thing is that ultimately, President Barrow, Lumsohle MC, is for political gains. Because MC cannot offer his expertise in health, in security, in economy, in education. He hasn't expertise in what? Politics, we can say. Politician la. The President Barrow, that is the fact, whether we want to admit it or not. The fact is that President Barrow needs MC Cham for political purpose. You cannot talk about it. MC Sipopa moko wara lera. Even if MC does not admit, ñep xamne President Barrow lum soxla MC moy for political gains because hamna ne MC cannot provide solutions for the security problems. MC cannot provide solutions for the education crisis, health, economy, all those areas, agriculture. MC lum ko wana dimbale, lum ko muna dimbale. Can you liggéey together to work for this country is politics, and it's partisan politics. That is the hard fact. So it is left with MC, whether he wants to prove people wrong or not, that the Fabuga maintain his position in GDC, whatever cost, or the Fabuga join the president. Well, he has the democratic right, that constitutional right to join the president's party or to maintain his position in GDC. You see, when they work, the opposition incumbent, then they use Lee, and I've said this repeatedly, opposition want to buy Helsi Lulu. Let them stop fooling us, telling us that, wow, and then, like that's what I was saying, Barrow was saying, let's come together and work for the country. And our opposition, they can delegate. Okay. They are working. Don't be there leveling them thinking that they are not working. So come linga don't work the other time when we were on the show. Kyle and you ligay dekabi. Minu na nga wara buy sa kir nga dem si kiri alkali. Minu na nga wara buy sa jobo dem si joboti alkali join fa. You can stay in your house. You ligay dekabi. And that is what opposition are doing. But the mentality is that African politicians, especially presidents, incumbents, then what they play with the mindset of the people to make them believe that opposition nekun delegate for the interest of the country, or opposition nekun delegate. Opposition, they are only there to be criticizing. I mean, but they are holding them to account, and to the extent that they go to the extent of questioning the contribution of opposition. This tells you how ignorant some of our politicians are. Or even an average Gambian electorate. I talk the one opposition line for def. That's not their role. It is not their job. That's not their role. Mama can done def body 2016. Building boreholes and all that. It's not even his responsibility. He was just doing it because he wanted to do it.
He's just being a
He's just been kind, but it was not his responsibility. So suko defe bahna, suko defute. Nobody should hold it because you are not paying your tax to him. He's not yet in power. But they make the electorate believe that opposition nekundi defli to the extent that opposition think that the only way you can work for the country and for people to feel that you are working and see that you're working is to go and join the government. And they give you position. But Lee is bad for our democracy. Like they said, nobody is saying that MC, what does that mean, president be? Okay, I'm not saying it. Maybe others are saying it. But I'm not saying it. But the thing is the fear factor be. When the lingis in the past, the trend has been. Come gis na ninyi suñ miné di gis dara. We happen. Dañoo fogg ne luñ dé wa in collective memory. Comme for instance Rwanda tay. So demé Rwanda. Hutu si wala Tutsi si. So Tutsi si gisé Hutu si di len attaquer di def certain signs. Nga lañ no halat. Amon na fi de 94. They know ragal, right? The same thing with the Jews. If they are seeing the Germans trying to whatever, they know halat Holocaust, Hitler lumden defon. The same thing in Gambia, even right now. People are saying, Barrow started one political rallies, I'm going to ban political activities. People are afraid, right? Boom started the arrest, people are afraid and say that we might be in. So this is the trend that has been happening. That people are saying that what lead of that come opposition them meet President Barrow especially your party. What makes it so worrying is your party. A lot of people have left your party and joined, and they're big within the party. The Minister of Agriculture, they all left and joined. What is the name of this guy again? Is it Seumbalo or I think Seumbalo? They all left GDC and joined the party. So this has been the trend, and now it's MC. The most vocal person within the MC, the way he's vocal against Barrow, even Mawakande is not that vocal.
No. MC
so this is the point. But he has to understand that, and people has the right. To be honest, people have the right rather to have that fear factor. They are within. I mean, they have all the rights to. Because they happen fee. So it's up to him to either prove people wrong or to prove them correct, that they have joined Barrow, or they have maintained his position and continue to be critical of the government where necessary. Yes, this has to be done with respect and all that, but I've never seen MC being disrespectful to the president in terms of holding
he's never. Mom, he's very,
so meeting the president should not change anything in terms of holding the government to account. Just because them now meet president be, wow, Leland Johan and all that not, I should not be critical to him. No, be critical. Even the nationwide thought that he's doing right now. MC Munna say Amkado, the statements that the president is saying, Munna say Amkado, what president mean? Look,
Cham,
we are not here to tell anybody that work.
Suma xarit bi Cham. I'm going to go to my Cham la suma xarit la. Suma xarit la suma Cham te wax na ko ne envelope bi su ñëwé bu ma bay ci gannaaw. But on a serious note, I think the reason why these things are coming up comme nim ko waxé, every day ñu gis ku dem séti Barrow. Ken waxu ci. So gisé ñuy wax ci MC Cham, dafa am lim fi liggéey. Mu ngi def walam ci politique bi. Lima wax MC daf day am opinion on everything. everything. Mu neex la, mu naxari la. Man so many times dama argue ak moom because he believes in something and I don't believe in it. We fight over issues all the time. And he always believed in what he believes in. Gis nga su gomee dara. Amuloo ko barke. Du la uyu daf la bàyyi nga ba nga cool mu ñëw waxatee yow. But he will express himself. That's why I respect him. So I think that he should also understand that people will have opinion about his visit. And when they say it, bu mu ko xoolee ne dañ ko bañ wara dañ ko xas. No. Lii mooy democracy. People will always have opinion about issues. And that's why we're talking about him today. Te su demutee wara mu demee, they will still talk about it. Ndax du kon ñu dem congress mu ngi ñëw.
Seen congress bi.
Seen congress bi fu mu ne nii xanaa MC dina ron sax moom. ndax moom mooy seen national youth foofu la ñoo njëkk a xoolee sax si changes yooyu su MC nekkee si executive rek dinañ xam ne MC moom demul fenn right congress kañ la
well congress bi fu mu nekk nii def neen waxtaan bi pare at the executive level te li nga xam ne leen put forward pour to go about the congress mooy on the 23rd, on the 24th, maa ngi jël opportunity ma yëglaale ko gars yi yëpp on the 23rd, on the 24th of December. si leen war a am suñu congress bi. fan leen ko war a amee ñu ngi ko war a amee Jaara Soma. te fu mu nekk nii comme ñi nga xam ne ñu ngi fale itam léegi fu mu nekk nii position si yëpp. they are open for everyone including the party leadership. comme ku bëgg a apply rek. mën nga apply everything is before them. te loolu announce nañ ko ci GDC announce nañ ko ñu ko war a announce yëpp. pour ñu nga xam ne nii itam they have interest. pour ñu man any position. ñoom itam mën nañu apply pour ñu man position boobu noonu. kon maa ngi ñaax ñëpp. kenn ku nekk. kenn bu mu la teree apply position bi nga bëgg a apply. ku bëgg a apply position.
ku bëgg a PRO mu challenge la.
of course. this is what I'm saying. Positions they are out there open for everybody to apply. So if you believe in yourself and you believe that you can man a particular position, of course you have the right.
Man dama work MC mu nekk deputy party leader.
Kan la
MC mooy assistant ni Mama Kandeh di.
Mun na nekk loolu yëpp mun na nekk dafa des ci moom. Den tey MC dina apply wala du apply Fatou loolu. dafa des ci moom moom moo xam lan la attan si liggéeyam si politique bi donte mu ngi si parti bi sax waaye su fekkee ne démb am na li mu attanoon muy am yaakaar ne lii élect du ma ko mën a attan wala congrès bi ñëw su ma joxee place nangam du ma ko mën a attan because of factor A B and C te moom loolu dafa des si moom waaye MC moom dina mën a waxal loolu boppam waaye benn tey itam Fatou kon ñun suñ am na parti yu nga xam ne gis naa ne comme dañ dem ñu élect lu ñu di wax parti chairman wala di parti leader and the rest the executive
mooy APRC rek
the rest
bul li APRC la du ja fii la ko waxoon ñoom parti leader rek lañ di select
dégg naa interview boobu I was consistently following that show definitely wax na sax ba mu ne moom place am bi moom it is not in the constitution so it is created or co-opted whatever
co-opted member
exactly so in our case is different all positions are elective in as much as the executive is concerned executive is elective starting from the party leader down to the last person they are all elective that is why announcement yëpp ku bëgg a apply rek any position mën nga ko apply nga challenge the current person there because fu mu nekk nii jàppane ne kenn amul position we are all acting to some extent waaye suñu demee maybe a week before Congress positions yëpp they are no longer.
Ba du nekk formalité rek kenn du challenge Mama Kandeh.
Non dama ne foog naa li ma wax leer na.
kii fii la toog léegi nii ma dégg ko muy wax seen benn kàngam mu ngi lobby gars yi ngay wax ay position sam nga politicien yi du ñu dee bu leen ñu dee nax.
non naxuñu
yéen seen place yi yëpp ay formalité la.
nekkul loolu Fatou
formalité la
dama ne. application center am na.
waaw
no doo leen deny anybody from applying.
waaye lobby bi si ron.
the ground.
waaw
the ground is level.
dafa ñëw wen tey Mr. Essa. li xew mooy Fatou you might be interested in my position for instance. okay mais de mun na reapply the same position. why before you dem Congress of course we will call the two of us. consensus building.
Man sa position la interest.
Well, it's better. It's okay with me. Waaye lu dee first xew mooy consensus building loolu bu nekk la am. si institution bu nekk la am. Fatou suñu la ooyee ñu ooma. su fekkee waxtaan neen gars yi wax ne suñu diggante. because we have a technical committee ñu nga xam ne they will go about this. su fekkee nga xam ne nii there is no agreement bugguma laa bàyyi bugguma maa bàyyi then ñu table ko before Congress.
waaw dama de I have a problem with that wax naa ko fi Alaaji Dabo last week. gis nga technical comme consensus building bii nii yes it's good but the way it is done sometimes they affect internal party democracy. tey man ma bëgg a apply for a position in GDC ma gis ne Omar daal suma koto bu bu baax la waaw loolu laay wax nii non di maa wax mooy ma bëgg a apply position in GDC ma bëgg a nekk something there and Omar Ceesay di wax ak man waaw xam nga bàyyil ko kii nii ak nii and then dama mun naa la Omar daal suma koto bu baax la yaaga nañ and all that not so mun naa tax ma relax ma give up just because Omar is talking so loolu noonu I'm giving up not because I don't have the potential so I don't have the belief to go in for this but because am na ku ma convinced not to go in for it so li ma wax mooy so le naa even that consensus building su moo am man dama foog ne li ngeen war a def mooy that you should make it very clear ñu nga xam ne dañ bëgg a apply for positions so then apply if there is competition anywhere for any position you give them the opportunity to say mun ngeen a waxtaan to build consensus but yen the moment ngeen dem be involved trying to talk now our talk bi di waxtaan bi dem be 1 hour 2 hours 3 hours you are still talking to these people at the end of the day dafa affect that democracy so man suma gis-gis mooy mun ngeen a wax ne okay where there is contention where there is competition maybe candidates or aspirants also have the opportunity to have consensus building but ngeen bàyyi leen ñoom ñu jël that initiative let them take that initiative on their own and go and talk at any length mun nañoo waxtaan at any length mun nañoo waxtaan for hours 6 hours 7 hours 10 hours but the moment they have that technical committee nga xam ne will take ownership because there is no limitation there is no regulation technical committee mun nañoo wax for 2 days or 3 days trying to convince one person at the end of the day dafa affect that internal party democracy nii war nañoo gis xëccoo boobu noonu like that jongante si parti bi war nañ koo gis foofu noonu so that when it goes to the national level you also win a position even within the party mun na moo tax ne sax so if you get to the national level you get used to it comme min nga jongante boobu noonu but if you don't mean it si parti bi soo ko minutee nga ñëw rek dem at the national level comme like yow kenn du la dee challenge you just get everything on a silver platter loolu sax mun naa tax nit ki liggéey bu baax because nga gis ne I struggled for this I suffered before I got this people contested it shows that people in the party nit ñi bugga nañ ma moo tax ñu jox ma da responsible waaye then soo apply rek and the other one ñu ne ko ne yow bàyyil rek nii ak nii it shows the one yow soo winee sax yow soo fa nekkee sax xamal ne nit ñi maybe people don't even like you within the party people don't want you in that position but because am na ñu waxal ñu nga xam ne ñoo talk on your behalf ñoo wax on your behalf at the end of the day am nga position boobu noonu it also shows you that maybe you are not even taking that position seriously because struggle you didn't even struggle for it somebody talk to somebody rek and then ultimately you have it so this is just my concern I've raised it with UDP and I'm raising it with you people as well
lim nekk di wax ni Fatou lu am solo la waaye ñun for our case just bu yàggul leen def suñu women congress bi nationally waaye lim nekk di wax ni ñun that might not actually happen in this case li xew from experience tey suñ ne position nangam kan ñoo am interest si loolu ñu nga xam ne apply neen position boobu ñooñu leen dee bàyyi ñu dem ñu def seen waxtaan without mediation kenn du nekk di mediate loolu sax ñoom ñooy génne ñu wax seen bopp waaw man ak yow la léegi d'accord naa bàyyi daa ko eesa wala déedéet man benn tey d'accord ma de nañ ko sànni carte
waaw loolu laa nekk di wax initiative bi ñoom ñoo ko war a jëlal seen bopp
waaw loolu moo dee am loolu la
xanaa bu nga mentionné technical committee bi moo tax ma wax loolu
technical committee yi ñoom dem fa nekk pour application ñoom ñoo ko receive ñoo koy vet understand ñu invite applications applicants yi comme ñoom itam fekkee am nga error few or two things yu nga xam ne am nga si error ñoom ñu wax la ñu explain la you go and bring whatever that is necessary comme technical committee pour loolu la because application bi doo ko mën a jël rek nga sànni ko sa office bi noonu somebody must be there to receive it okay te vetting bi itam foog ñu am it cannot be done by an individual so foog ñu am 2 or 3 people ñu nga xam ne this technical committee is not even more than 5 people so ñoom ñooy toog ñu vet ñu accept ñu oola ñu wax ne yow application is accepted or is not accepted xam nga fii yaa ngi maa dégg bu yàggul maa ngi wax ne loolu su waree am kenn wartu am position
yaa ngi wax ne ñu nekk si technical committee bi waruñoo bokk si maa ngi ko dégg
exactly yaa ngi maa dégg maa ngi wax loolu bay la ñooñu den war a consider seen position as null and void nga xam ne ñoom they will be an independent people te ñooñu suñu amee interest apply position ben tey they should not choose to be in that
conflict of interest la moo nekk
maa ngi dégg yaa ngi wax
booba li issue bi ñëwaagul sax so ñun ben tey li ñu dee def mooy dañ dee bàyyi ñaar yooyu buy ñetta bu ñeenta ñu dem ñu toog ñoomu neen ñu waxtaan si biir néeg su ngeen génnee ngeen wax ñu seen result xam nga yow doo mën a wax Fatou mu ne nangu na yaa ngi taxaw nga mën a nangu naa dafa fekk nanguloo so su fekkee nangu li ne def mooy ñu oote élection ñun li leen def
waaw foog nga ne this time kenn dina challenge Mama Kandeh.
waaw loolu dafa des si nit yi léegi.
yow si li nga foog
waaw man li ma foog. waaw loolu laa wax man dafa des si nit yi li ma foog laa la wax dafa des si.
yow di nga ko challenge. yow di nga ko challenge.
déedéet man fu mu nekk nii. am naa yeneen issue yu nga xam ne laa war a dem toppatoo yi. daan to hate a party man loolu mooy suma issue bi.
ok
waaw.
ok
waaye xam nga man toog naa si rajo ma ne I will one day.
kay man ko dégg fii yëpp wax nga ko. wax nga ko si télé suma show.
wax na ko si I will one day hold the leadership of GDC.
wax nga ko suma interview sax fii wax nga ko.
dama nekk si parti pour ma move. escalier ma dem si kaw. man loolu mooy suma intention.
waaw waaye still.
waaw waaye fu ma nekk nii am na another important thing bu ma war a def. than to lead a party. because leading a party. There are so many responsibilities levied on you. Yeah. And of course, to some extent, whether or not you like it, you have to be here to do that. Yeah. You don't know whether my plans is to be here to do that.
No, you cannot even live outside the country. Exactly. So, that is against you.
So let me just put it that way.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that could be a case for
me. Finally, Honorable, lan nga bëgg a wax seen parti militancy. Parti yëpp dañ dee am lii xam naa ne bi fi MC Cham indi na tuuti wax ak also yéen a ngi dem congress ban message nga bàyyi kaddu bi nga bàyyi seen parti militancy nga GDC members.
Fatou di la sant di la gërëm rek te di wax ñi nga xam ne ñoo nekk fële yëpp di doomi GDC di uyoo si GDC ak ñu nekk si yeneen political parties sax. ñu bëgg a ñëw GDC let them they are welcome.
ñu ne seen parti bi dee na de. ne Baro jël na yëpp.
I don't want to.
te mu ngi waaj a jël MC tam jël na yëpp mu ngi waaj.
MC waxul loolu ma waxuma loolu.
ok
waaye li ma war a mooy. waaw wax dëgg yàlla ñi nga xam ne ñoo nekk fële yëpp. ak si yeneen political party we are calling on everybody. especially congress bi opportunity la suñu bari. ñu nga xam ne nii góob ne tey GDC mënu ma faa am place wala mënu ma faa nekkal lii xam nga come and witness what we are doing come and show your interest. come and show ku ñëw tey ak ku ñëw démb yëpp ñoo am si position si nii. if you believe that you can man a particular position of course you are welcome it doesn't matter which political party are you coming from waaye GDC itam maa ngi leen a wax na leen ñu nga xam ne tey ñoo nekk ci payu di OSN bu pa doomi parti bi position yi they are open for everybody. It doesn't matter Honorable Ceesay is my friend is a close friend wala mooma de dankal mooma de jox li that is not important. Here we are talking about the party. That is a friendship between you and I outside the party. Of course man wala may xaalis wala maa lay defal lii loolu is not important to me. So gëm ne Honorable Ceesay role bu mu nekk di play ci parti bi regarding his position is not helping the party. Come out and challenge Honorable Ceesay man li laa day wax ñëpp. Come out and challenge me. su fekkee nga xam ne electors yi decide nañ delegates yi decide nañ ñu choose la I will take in a good faith. I am still a member of the party. man lii laa gëm kon ñu ñëpp na la ñu ko xamee noonu waaye benn tey it di leen ñaax ñu am gëm-gëm bi ne parti bi ñu ñoo ko moom. Honorable Kandeh moomul parti bi moom lii daf ko dee wax te maintenant dama ko dee fu nekk moomul parti bi tey ba mu ko doon form dafa am ñu mu ko bokkat form ko. ba mu ko doon form dafa dem mu ut ñu ko nominatal kayitam yi pour mu mun a dem register ko. so lii yëpp doomi Gambien si la. kon ñooñu ñoom ñu append seen signature yi ñooñu dañ fa am part dañ fa am kaddu. kon tey ñooñu ñëpp neen xam ne ñu ko bokka ñu def ko doomi Gambien si la Honorable Kandeh tam wartu neex wartu métti ba mu góom ne moom parti bi ndaxte parti bi dafa am lu tax ay si register ko. te loolu bokk na si ñu nga xam ne tey ñoo append seen signature yi si nomination forms yooyu noonu. lii dafa am solo leadership yëpp ñu xam loolu noonu. ne parti bi moomuloo ko donte tey yow yaa ngi gën a xaalis di si def waaye bilal di concept ne I will one day leave the party. lii dafa am solo gannaaw loolu su passé ñu ngi oo ñëpp si li nga xam ne mooy suñu congress bi di ko repeat ne on the 23rd on the 24th la ñu ngi ko defee jaara sooma kon ñu ngi si oo ñëpp képp ki nga xam ne itam Fatou ñu ngi def ay fundraising ñu ngi def activités yu bari pour ñu gis ne generate neen moo xaalis pour ñu mun a better def li nga xam ne mooy congress bi and other upcoming activities that are coming up waaye emuñ si loolu rek local government election bi mu ngi ñëw ñu bari gëm ne ba yaa ngi koo wax sax ne GDC dee na man déedéet gëwuma loolu dama gëm ne politique dafa nekk li nga xam ne dëgg la am na factors yoo mun a wax nga analyse ne GDC is dying or is not dying waaye in the history da ngay gis ne GDC lu mu nekk di experience today many other political parties out there today that are in government they have passed through this jaar nañ ci today you can mention NRP for instance jaar nañ si lu mel nii te GDC daf neen achievement yu bari loolu ñu ñëpp it des ne loolu kon neen gëm ne ñi nga xam ne ñoo nekk fa di ay ndaw bugg a apply di ragal ne su ma apply GDC dinaa win wala duma win ma ne yow mooy yow you believe that you are a potential candidate man dama gëm ne am a potential candidate loolu moo taxoon ma apply on the GDC moo naa dem NPP ma apply they will need me of course that I know parce que oolu neen ma wax leen si man ak lu nekk ñi nga xam ne tey ñoo leen nekkal foofu noonu pour ma taxaw NPP man dafa am lu ma gëm man pour ma contribute ci li nga xam ne tey moo war a xew si néegi député I don't have to be NPP
no
I don't have to be GDC I have to be who I am I have to believe in my potential ma def li ma war a def si néegi ma lii laa gëm waaye nag dem ma fekk si parti ma gëm benn tey principal parti boobu noonu su ma demee ba loolu doyatul ma damay bàyyi Fatou
waaw loolu mooy principal
man su ma demee ba doyatul ma nit ñi dem ma de wax nii la may ne dafa am lu ma gëm su ma ko gisatul damay bàyyi man lii moo nekk si man so kon nekk xam ne ndaw yu nekk fële bu ko contest on the GDC ticket ma ne génn si leen ngeen contest ragal ne ko fa ne GDC amul benn député kon mënuñoo am council kon ay teleen mi
non foog ngeen am
yow soo génn suur keneen génn suur kon naka la council yooyu di ñëwee so of course that confidence must be there te ñun ñoo mën a ànd ñu dimbalante ñu build that confidence in the party waaye su fekkee ne don't show up you cannot force you to contest you cannot do that we are calling on all interested applicants who might want to contest for the upcoming local government election mayoral chairman whatever come out show your interest to the GDC the GDC will support you wherever possible pour ñu gis ne win nañ togo yi kon ñu ngi sant ñëpp di leen gërëm di leen jaajëfal fa
thank you very much Omar people like Omar every day give me more courage that young politicians am na luñ gëm te politique dama dee wax politique is supposed to be a philosophy li nga gëm gis nga soo ne lii laa gëm dee ci loolu dafa am solo gëm li nga gëm tey su ma ne gëm naa GDC tey gëmatuma ko dama bàyyi su ma ne because bugguma dama war a nekk NPP dama war a bàyyi GDC dem NPP because dama war a nekk MP it should not be about position or money it should be about li nga gëm and I think this people like you at your age will inspire a lot of people speaking in this tone. I think it's important. Program
just to thank him for coming. Dila girem for honoring the invitation. Dila wax ne tamit we wish you the best of luck. It seems like you are very passionate about politics.
He is.
Your career
I'm very principled.
Your career is in that, and I wish you the best of luck. Xam naa ne daal politique Gambia, Africa in general, but it takes only someone with courage.
And belief.
Nga xam ne will really, venture into it and go in for it. And of course, ni ngay wax ne tamit, at the level of the GDC, I will encourage you to, really propagate the ideals of internal party democracy. Gis ne political party be let it not revolve around an individual, more revolve around the Gambia as a country, because that was the very reason why you established the political party. And I wish you the best of luck as well in the local government elections that are just coming.
Thank you very much, Esa. Thank you, Omar, for always coming. Last minute, he's always available. Thank you very much. And to the entire technical team, I guess Charles Rakafinega. Everyone is out. Everyone is out. And the National Assembly, next week we'll look at the National Assembly, what is happening there, the budget session.
Of course, I'll be interested.
You should be coming to that.
I'm deputy wasi negi député
moy kan sa député ko ne gis na yang ko sani
bay len ko mu ñew ci wédé
sa député bi
bay len ko mu ñew
dété waxu dé
dédé do wax di ko xana ko len ko sen team bi ko len ko
waaw fu na gé na bu
waaw ben tay waxut ndemu to ñew wax na bu mu invite ko mu koy follow up ben tay ko mu nangoro joxe ben respect I'll be interested to hanga Fatou yeen sax platform bobu nonu ngeen wara indi MP bi nga xamne tay mu fa won mu daanu ak ki nga xamne tay mu fa korendi maybe su télé ak yow sam mu nga wër after 1 year nga start the invite understand nga yow yang fa won lan nga fa def achievement what were some of the challenges okay lan nga initiate during your time and all those things
ko naka la tura sax
degulo
de turam bi de
lolu moy lu xam nga ne
kan maintain wa xam na
mo tax nga xam ko because he is contributing in one way or the other honorable Dauda Jeng so I'll be interested to see a platform
we will definitely try to invite Dauda Jeng. Thank you very much, Honorable. Thank you, Esa. Good night to you all. See you next week. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Stronger as the sole ground operator at the Banjul International Airport. With an expansion in travel services, customers are assured of GIA's capacity to cater for all their travel needs, provided by professional, experienced, and ever-smiling staff. GIA's Hajj package and services, by far the best in the country, give the customers the opportunity for a memorable Hajj experience. For a more efficient cargo services, GIA means business as it launches its new multi-million-dollar ultra-modern cargo complex to revitalize and stimulate air transport. GIA, the pride of the Gambia.
Every day is a new opportunity to make sure our first impressions are always our best and to see possibilities on the horizon. To make our facilities and services more accessible and find freedom all around us. With a location proximity to active markets, with a liberal air transportation policy. That daily pursuit is how we turn everyday opportunities for you. For all destination marketing support, customized packages for new existing airlines and operators, and for a highly ranked tourist destination, the Gambia Civil Aviation Authority is here to serve. We regulate air transport, operate and manage BIA technical requirements, merged with commercial considerations. We have experienced and well-trained aviation professionals to cater for your needs. For investment opportunities in building airport hotels, shopping malls, playground for children, do contact us on 4472-831, 4472-893. Gambia Civil Aviation Authority. We go beyond daily.
Better and stronger as the sole ground operator at the Banjul International Airport. With an expansion in travel services, customers are assured of GIA's capacity to cater for all their travel needs, provided by professional, experienced, and ever-smiling staff. GIA's Hajj package and services, by far the best in the country, give the customers the opportunity for a memorable Hajj experience. For a more efficient cargo services, GIA means business as it launches its new multi-million-dollar ultra-modern cargo complex to revitalize and stimulate air transport. GIA, the pride of the Gambia.
Every day is a new opportunity to make sure our first impressions are always our best and to see possibilities on the horizon. To make our facilities and services more accessible and find freedom all around us. With a location proximity to active markets, with a liberal air transportation policy. That daily pursuit is how we turn everyday opportunities for you. For all destination marketing support, customized packages for new existing airlines and operators, and for a highly ranked tourist destination, the Gambia Civil Aviation Authority is here to serve. We regulate air transport, operate and manage BIA technical requirements, merged with commercial considerations. We have experienced and well-trained aviation professionals to cater for your needs. For investment opportunities in building airport hotels, shopping malls, playground for children, do contact us on 4472-831, 4472-893. Gambia Civil Aviation Authority. We go beyond daily.
Better and stronger as the sole ground operator at the Banjul International Airport. With an expansion in travel services, customers are assured of GIA's capacity